Welcome to our latest continuation of Fire Emblem Engage. In a previous session, we finished Chapter 20 of the main story, followed by the penultimate paralogue, at least by the looks of it, the one starring Celica. We made fairly quick work of that, and now we're going to move on to Chapter 21 at Lethos Castle as we head towards what should be close to the final area of the game, I would think. We, of course, still have one emblem remaining to reclaim. That is likely going to be... Well, I mean, that is going to be Marth, but that is likely going to be off of Zephyia as the boss that is involved. And not too much to report about any changes from our party since the last session, I don't think. We really just have a promotion to report, that being one for Jade, who we finally took out to a great knight, since we've been leveling her up in the back without actually taking her into any maps. She's not quite ready for prime time yet, but we're kind of getting her ready potentially for duty if we need more of a defensive line in the long run. We'll likely be doing something similar with some other characters who are close to cap in their base class at this point. Tamara is certainly on the line here, so is Hortensia. So we have some other healers on the back line since Pandreo is getting pretty close to cap himself. But apart from little personnel issues here and there, and also, of course, swapping around the occasional weapon from time to time, I think we are pretty set as is, so let's just continue. And yeah, we have one dangling support here. Let's just watch it first, just to clear it out of the way, and then we'll get into the map properly.
Oh, well, that should do nicely.
Hey, what are you up to?
Oh, hello. Just taking care of some weapon maintenance.
That's
I bought it at a curio shop.
understatement of the century. Look at the curve. So smooth, so steady. Look at the edge. Only Solmic blades combine rich, majestic history.
Huh, guess I didn't realize. If you like it that much, maybe I'll give it to you.
Are you serious? What an incredible gift.
Huh, now, there's just one thing. I'll give it to you if you agree to let me do a bit of monologue.
What? No matter how badly I want the scimitar.
Too
Her
bad.
monologues aren't that
I
bad.
guess I will be using this majestic killing blade after all.
At least I didn't think so.
Fine.
All I know about Marin's personality at this point so far is that she really loves her wolf and likes to feed food to her wolf, and any shticks she has with monologues is as yet unknown to me, unless I just didn't remember it from an earlier tier of the support conversations. Anyway, that's a little chit-chat with the Dagger Club there, and let's get into the chapter. Ah, okay, it's going to be one of those. We haven't had this since chapter 10, so this is going to be something like a finale sequence. Potentially, or something close to it. And because of that, let's make sure we are actually well supplied with things like healing staves in particular, because we don't want to be caught without them if we're not able to shop. So, series of battles before the Somnol. I guess we won't get Mars Paralogue for a little longer then. But let's make sure we have... well, let me take a look at what my inventory is right now when it comes to staves. It's mostly the healing supply that I'm maybe a little bit concerned about, because we're running low on men for pretty much everybody here. I'm pretty low on heals in general. We do have the recover staff and a fortify staff for anything particularly big, but... Oh, also fortify on Micaiah would give her a +5 range and basically do this massive heal that's equivalent to the big sacrifice heal, so we should consider that eventually when messing around with our party setup. And yeah, I think we just need maybe a couple of healing staves just to be absolutely safe in case we have some very lengthy battles. Like, we have mend on 4 different characters right now. Let's maybe just buy a few. And the healing staves are not bad as well, so... And yeah, Mend has an infinite supply at this point. We might as well grab maybe 3 of those or something. See how we do. That should keep me well supplied for the time being. And as far as any other business that needs to be done at a sawmill, I think we're probably okay. As long as we don't have anything else that is really a serious concern. I guess it means we should have thought a little harder about doing party customization and weapon improvement and all that before we came in here, but whatever. I think we'll be fine. So let's just get in there and do it, I guess. Yeah, the only other thing is whether we want to spend down some skill points, but we got the 2,000 here on a Seedall that I have no concept of how to use just yet, but other than that, we've been filling out the skill slots pretty nicely, so I think we should just play. Let's save, first of all. And let's go. So it looks like it'll be something similar to the Chapter 10 and 11 sequence, especially if it's a multi-parter where you are locked out of changing your party members, so we should probably take a decently strong team into it.
Our ship is docked here.
We've been a little locked into our A-team lately, and that's been unfortunate, but at least they are a reliable squad, so...
Thank you for escorting us.
Mavier! All ready, like you asked. Feel free to tell me how great I am. What's the Divine Dragon doing here?
Marnie?
What do you want? We don't have any more rings.
They definitely have one more ring. Well, I mean, I guess that's what Zephyr is, so...
Huh?
Divine Dragon. After Marnie and I lost the rings. So, on my honor, I will not betray you once at sea. Will you trust
How exactly
me?
were they disciplined? I'm not exactly clear on this.
I will.
Maybe I just forgot.
Take us to
What? Why would you help them?
The Divine Dragon should meet with Lady Vale.
We have no reason to fight.
I know a threat about not threatening people when I hear one.
You will hear details once we're aboard. If that is unsatisfactory.
Hey! What? Fine. Temporary truce until I get back to Zephyr and the...
So be it. Let us go, Divine Dragon.
Okay.
Alright, let's play through what we can.
You're Lord Sombron's child? What?
Yes.
So that means you're the sibling Lady Vale has been looking for all along? And that's why we're headed to Lethos. Hang on.
He's the one who told me.
Gris picked a fight at Elusia Castle to verify the truth.
What? Nobody told me that was the plan.
I think she's generally
Why are
cut out of
Sombron
the
and
loop, to
Vale
be honest.
going to Lethos?
It's about Gradlon, the Fell Dragon's land lost under the sea. He intends to restore it.
To restore that unholy land? My
We
word.
definitely get to fight there, that's my impression.
What more do you know about this, Vander?
Gradlon sank beneath the waves 1,000
That
years ago.
sounds completely like a final boss chapter in the making.
It was, of course, Sombron's land. Gradlon was a wicked place.
To raise and revive it, Sombron needs to destroy the Divine Dragon Shard in Letho. That shard is what chains Gradlon beneath the waves.
So
I have the feeling he's going
you're
to
saying
succeed.
that Sombron's greatest desire.
Far from it. His desire, if such a word is fitting for Lord Sombron.
Other worlds?
Now this is interesting because it links to the origins of the various Emblem characters, which up to this point have been relatively vague, but if you think about this world as a connective point between all of the different Fire Emblem stories, as this massive nexus for a series-wide crossover, then I guess that's how that is worked into the plot, and potentially the Fell Xenologue DLC chapter as well, whenever that is going to come out. Who knows? We have no concept of what that is yet, so.
He plans to
But it's very
extend himself
expansion-friendly.
everywhere.
There are other worlds.
Of course there are other
And
worlds.
he wants to rule them all.
I'm well beyond what I know for certain. Lord Sombron has shared little of this with
You would
me.
think that the
I
emblems
can
would have
say
given them
Lady
that
Vale
idea
is
by
a
now.
pawn in service of his greater ambitions.
Please, tell me anything more you know. I've heard that Vale's called a defect.
Well, as a start, dragon royalty should be able to summon emblems. Lord Sombron learned this recently. His children all fought in the war.
She told me we met once.
You were among her many siblings. They all, in time, all save for you. Then Sombron was imprisoned, and Lady Vale's mother died. She could find no friends in an age when it was rumored a last Fell Dragon child had survived. Lady Vale lived in hiding, knowing that...
1,000 years living like that.
Not exactly. A few centuries ago, in their care, she slept in a hidden temple. She had been, long ago, close with those in that temple.
They were all dead, weren't they?
So Lady Vale was relieved, even overjoyed. He detested her, and proclaimed her a defect. Sombron required her obedience. Lady Vale may have thought she was no longer alone.
How awful.
What is it, Marnie? Is it the wave?
No! I'm trying not to cry! I thought I was the one with the tragic story.
You have never told me of your past, Marnie.
You had to unlock her A
You
support
know,
first.
Happens all the time. I had a lot of brothers. Which is weird, since I was way superior to those useless jerks, even
You would
back
think,
then.
though, that they've fought together enough by now.
I mean, I was better at helping her, but she never said thank you. Or good job.
That they would have built up their own support by this time, but okay, there's a first time for everything.
The first time we went for a walk, just us. So she could find somewhere to dump me. Imagine. My hand in hers, and we're strolling from place to place.
I can't believe it.
It's fine. The priest was nice. Eventually, I met Zephia and joined the hounds.
Zephia filled out the 4 hounds with devout followers of the Fell Dragon.
Did that include you, Mavier?
Well, I think Mavier is more of a practical fellow. He's devoted to this one dragon, Lady Vale in particular, and I guess that's how he got roped into it.
Yes, I was there at the hidden temple where Lady Vale slept. I was there to speak with her. She, a royal dragon, I said it was impossible.
And you accepted.
That I could not refuse.
It's a big deal to be handpicked like that, but you made her knight? That's just cool.
Should you wish, I am sure Lady Vale would also accept you as her knight.
What? No way. I don't want to work with you that much.
Is that so?
Besides, I already belong somewhere. Since you're helping the Divine Dragon, you're probably gonna get kicked out of the hounds.
I expect as much.
Yeah, well, I like being one of the 4 hounds.
You do hate me, after all.
Right. So, yes. I'm done talking.
Well, the question is, do we get to fight her again,
Thank you for
or
telling
is
us
she
all
going
of that.
to team up with us ahead of a battle in our near future?
When we find
will see.
Vale, I hope you will do what you think is best for her, even if that means we'll cross blades again.
I shall.
So anyway, multi-parter coming. We'll see what the map-to-map cliffhanger is going to be like, whether we're stripped of our rings all over
happened to
again like
Lethos?
last time.
The land. It's fallen to rot and ruin.
A sure sign of Gradlon's return.
We have to stop Sombron.
It's in the castle. Queen Lumera's home.
Who would have thought we'd return here to see everything? I know you're here, Sombron!
Ah, the Divine Dragon has arrived. Or should I call you the Divine Imposter? You've arrived earlier than expected. My other 2 children haven't even caught up to us yet.
I assume you mean us.
Why are you with them?
You 2 brought them here?
Please, no! You have it wrong!
Wrong.
This is my doing. I want Lady Vale to... I might have even forced them to come.
Mavier.
Return to the hounds, Marnie.
I think she's actually not going to return. She's going to fight for us
Do not hesitate. Go
preemptively.
now.
We'll see. She has decisions to make.
Marnie, welcome back. I'm willing to forgive and forget if you can explain yourself.
What nonsense. I know you're going to punish me.
You rude, self-serving.
I don't mind. I was just thinking I'd like to talk to the Divine Dragon myself.
Well, that is the voice of her dark side. You can just tell by the way she speaks, so...
Vale.
Wonder if we'll get to
What's
fight her
happened to
immediately.
you?
It's good to see you again.
What did you do to Lady Vale?
I told you about Lord Sombron's enchanted helmet.
Vale, do you know who I am?
Why, you're my dear long-lost brother.
She has two red eyes.
This is what you've been trying to do to her?
No, never. Not as long as that helmet remains attached and intact. That other side of her is dead.
The blue-eyed side.
Oh,
I don't know if the other side has
please,
blue
you
eyes.
should
I
be
think it
delighted.
does.
You
but
don't have to talk to the defect anymore.
we'd have to
Sophia,
go over
I know
our
about
footage to be
Vale's
absolutely
past.
sure.
What?
I mean, I didn't know. When I helped you with all of these awful things, Lady Vale was all alone for so long. She never got to enjoy it.
What is this, Marnie?
Defection.
Sephia, I loved it when you gave me praise. I loved it when you said we were family, but this has gone too far. I have to do what I know is right.
Marnie?
I'm going to free Lady Vale. I'm going to break that helmet to pieces!
No! Stop!
Marnie, that was simply pathetic. An attack like that couldn't put a scratch on Father's gift.
Okay, so I guess
I
we
swung with all my strength, and it did nothing.
need to unlock
I take it you were trying to free me,
alternate method.
fool that you are. But as it turns out, you have failed in your attempt.
Oh,
I ordered you to stop, did I not? Such a bad girl.
That's too bad. So she doesn't join us immediately, which is very unfortunate.
You are a very naughty child. If only you had done as I had said.
Marnie!
here. I'm sorry. I tried to save her, but in the end, I guess I wasn't strong enough. If she's ever her old self again, will you tell her something for me? Please tell her that she's done so well.
Don't go. Please. Marnie!
Oh, did she die in your arms? How very tragic.
What a waste. Got killed for nothing.
Marnie was just trying to restore Vale, and all this for that?
I will never stand by you again, Zephyr. Divine Dragon, I beg of you, to avenge Marnie and to save Lady Vale.
Of course he's
Mafia.
invited.
So you're just going to betray me? And you, brother? I thought you'd be happy to be reunited with me after so long.
You are not our Vale.
This must be about my new look.
Okay, she's the one holding Marth.
Marth.
His fellow emblems stolen away. You turned your back on him, just like me. But I'm here for you, little emblem, now. Had I known I had a sibling who survived the years, I'd like to make sure I'm my father's one and only child.
You want to be alone forever?
Yes, that's right. I have no need for this sort of family. I do appreciate you bringing the rings to me, Now, goodbye, brother.
Fail.
So I guess we will be dealing with her first. It was always clear that it was going to be either her or Sombron as the final boss. Although with Fire Emblem, usually the final boss is some kind of dragon form. So we'll see how it goes. Alright, let's take a look at the map. We have how many units? We have 12. We're probably just going to go with our core team since we don't know how the multi-part structure of the series of maps is going to work. And it's entirely possible that we will have to stick with this squad for a few maps to come, so might not be the best time to experiment. That's maybe my one misgiving with this game, is that there often aren't very many clear opportunities to get stragglers in your party to catch up. And especially just with the way that the Emblem systems kind of encourage developing a very regular core players. Anyway, she's got March. She's got Mart's Falcon. His most powerful weapon is effective against Dragon, which includes Wyverns. We've got to be careful with that. You've got physical attacks as well as magic attacks. Thoron and Obscurite. Both of which hit extremely hard. You're not going to get a physical tank up against her. Also, pretty defensive statistics across the board. Veil only dagger. It's a magic damage dagger. We've got to keep that in mind. I think we encountered that previously. 5 movement on her, and we do remember this, that she has the mirror of the Divine Dragon skill that gives us +3 damage and take 1 less. You don't get to push or warp her around. That's pretty much just there to disable the trickery that you can pull with the Entrap Staff. Right, and then the engage meter depletion is pretty important as well. Grants avoidance 30 during combat, only if she starts it though. If we burn her down quickly, that shouldn't be an issue. And again, we don't want to just poke her and leave her alive if we can avoid it. And as far as weapon advantage goes, weapon advantage is only really going to be an issue here with the sword, so as long as we don't put axes up against her, I think we're probably going to be fine as well. I have no idea how to calculate Lodestar Rush here. Oh, okay, so it's going to be 30... and if it's 7 consecutive attacks, does that already bake into +2? Because it's an enemy power on her, it might entirely be possible that this is actually 9 attacks rather than 7. Unless the +2 is already accounted for, like it would be on my end. But regardless, 7 by 30 it is 210%. 210% is going to be sword only, and we need to account for that as something that's going to be a fairly major risk factor. Okay, here's the self-heal from Arth. And it's, I think, probably applies when she's defending an attack as well, since it doesn't require that you initiate. Extra attack at 50% damage. Yeah, so we have a lot to calculate with her, basically, when eventually we get up to that point. Anyway, let's see who's surrounding her. We've got Priest with Entrap and Fortify. We've got to watch the Entrap. That's the main thing that comes to mind to me right away, is that the Entrap is going to be at 6 range. We do not want to let that pull us in. We will almost certainly have to snipe this off with Astra ahead of time. Recover Staff and Thoron. I don't know how to pronounce this necessarily. It sounds vaguely Welsh. Carnahan, maybe. Legendary Short Sword smashes and poisons hit foes. Okay, so it's... As a short sword, does it count as a dagger class if it's a poison weapon? I think it probably does, so It's an S rank dagger, which means it will probably go to Marin once we loot it. Cannot follow up or strike first. Oh, okay, so it's basically like a smash dagger, which is interesting. Yeah, it is a smash weapon dagger, which we hadn't seen before. And it's going to hit pretty hard, but then we just need to hit him first. That's all there is to it. Tomahawk over here. A bunch of wyverns. Okay, what is Zephyr holding? We do need to burn through 2 HP bars with her. Also, how come we have purple revival stones on her? Do they do anything different? They don't. That's just especially decorative. Also, let's take a look at the map objective. The map objective is probably just a boss, right? Defeat Vale. I mean, obviously we'll need to get through Zephyr first, but just checking. And so yeah, she's got a sword. A pretty high-powered sword. In fact, S-rank sword. We haven't seen S-rank weapons at this point in the game yet, and so likely what's going to happen is with the S-rank sword, that's eventually going to... It doesn't even go to my avatar because he doesn't have an S on the sword. I don't think I have an S-rank sword user, which is a problem right now. We need to fill that vacancy and get someone upgraded accordingly to wield that sword, because you know we're going to wind up looting it and nobody can actually hold it right now. So likely it will go to yeah, even Goldmary doesn't have it. It's probably somebody like Diamant who would have to hold it, in fact, because oh no, Kagetsu could do it. Kagetsu's already upgraded to Swordmaster. We don't have a Swordmaster class really. Like if we had Diamant with Successor, that's S-rank sword. Remarkable that we don't have a single S-rank sword user who is in the core group. Lapis, I think, does upgrade to Swordmaster as well, and that would bring her up to S-rank 4. But my core group currently has nobody on it. Unless, I mean, we're going to recruit Mavir. Let me see what he holds, because I don't recall. Yeah, Mavir is Royal Knight, and he has a Flame Lance, so we actually just put a Flame Lance on, what's her name as well, on Chloe. That could be pretty useful. Silver Great Lance and Physic, let's see here. What has he got for skills? Okay, this is kind of the equivalent of the resistance buff on Jade, and Reforge. Right, so you can basically put it next to somebody who's likely to be broken by weapon advantage and restore them implicitly. Unit details, what is it? Okay, so it's only lance and staff. Interesting, he's got staves as the Royal Knight. Which means I should probably put something interesting on him. We don't need a vulnerary necessarily, we should probably put another useful staff on him. Let's take a look. Except we can't actually manipulate his inventory while he hasn't formally joined a party yet, so we'll probably have to convoy him something here and there. Obviously with Seedall here, Seedall can pass him some staves. The Avatar can pass some staves as well. Likely we'll want to hand a mend over to him, and we can do that. If we have somebody who's kind of in a good position to do so on the first turn. In fact, let's just grab the mend staff right now. Oh, doesn't need to be one of the big ones. Although maybe that would help. Actually, let's take a look at him again. Let's take a look at staves generally, see what we're not using. Yeah, he's already got Physic. Fortify, I think we would want to move to Entreo. But Physic is already on him. Obstruct is always good. But I think it's got to be a mend. Let's trade some of these around and see what happens. Yeah, Ivy and Citrina aren't going to be using them that often, but yeah, actually, no, let's just grab a 20. Unless we want to change with one of the staves that Cedal is holding. I'm considering maybe giving him silence. But let's take a look at this. Yeah, because he's got a flame lance already. Cedal could probably just trade him a couple of different staves at once. And let me think about that. Anyway, who's up front here? We've got heroes, we need to watch out for the backup damage. We've got worms that are trying to flank us, but then that can usually be dealt with pretty swiftly just by weapons with a type advantage. Such as... well, a number of the emblem powers work for that, in fact. We've got emblem energy all over the place. In fact, it would work quite well for Chloe to snipe one off with her bow. In fact, what about the Parthia bow on Anna, I believe? That okay, it's effective against flying, not against dragon. However, she does have parallel falcon, which could be useful. Like if she just goes falcon as her first attack here, she's got plenty of speed to probably just take this out outright. So yeah, it'll likely be Anna over on the right side then. Somebody else should go down here as somebody who can get corrupted and hit without dying immediately. Also, yeah, defense 22, we'll definitely need some kind of type advantage against it. Likely Chloe engages, hits with a standard bow down here, and then saves the Astra attack for something else that's going to come in soon after that. I think it's probably possible to do it. We've got to watch out for bows on this side, of course. Can't be too dependent on flyers. And as far as the physical attacks are concerned, it's all physical attackers over here, which tells me that we can probably get Louis to just kind of pull them all right away. So yeah, Louis is kind of standing over here, which is not the most convenient. I think he wants to stand over here and just attract the crowd, unless we blow through some of this with magic attacks very quickly. They've got about speed 20 on them, speed 10 on this guy. Yeah, you'd have to move pretty quickly in there with magic attacks. I've got tons of magic attacks, thankfully. We've got Radiant Bow and Vigato, we've got... well, let's think about how we're going to match attacks, basically. This guy down here, back up, we'll figure him out. The idea is that we want to take out a bunch of these guys at range and attract them all in with Louis' power immediately. Yeah, probably just want to blow a lot of our engaged powers at once in the first turn so we can just push really hard, clear out some space, and have a couple of turns to reload. And that'll simplify things considerably. Anyway, we forgot to finish looking at Zephia's skills. We got Soul Blade. Calculated using average of foes' defense and resilience. That's okay. That's okay. So it's not necessarily even a physical weapon, or at least won't be used as is. This is only swords, or what is it? Yes. And that's okay, because even with the average number, Louis is still a pretty good tank. Jean's still an excellent tank against that kind of thing. As long as we don't have anybody defending who is very heavily imbalanced, we should be okay. Yeah, we'll get Jean kind of on this side. Maybe Marin using Fire can also be pretty good, but we'll kind of get the movement range sorted out here. We'll find some kind of really big play on the first run. Let's see. We do want Lucina here for Falcon, going to the right. And then Alchris doesn't really have a magic attack, so he's probably going to stand back here. Yeah, Alchris is probably the least useful for the first round, unless we have somebody who's defensively a little more vulnerable. Citrin and Celica potentially would use Warp Ragnarok to jump on one of these, because that does give her a weapon effectiveness against Corrupted, which, yeah, I'd actually consider using Seraphim with her, in fact, against the one in the back over here, except I don't think she can go within range. She's a little bit out of range for that, so yeah, 3 range, she's a little bit out, so we'll keep Chloe back there for the time being. In fact, Chloe, and probably just go here and hit this way, though we get Alchris in a slightly better position. So Chloe would end up here in the first turn. Well, unless she wants to go up here, hit from this side, and then she'd be in a better position to move up towards some kind of Astra on the second turn. So we need to deal with this guy somehow. It might be Jean who will do it with the appropriate physical attack. And we'll do some kind of big push on the first turn, using the Seedall and Avatar combination that we've been using. And if Ivy can freeze any units, she can do that as well. But I think, giving her decent positioning for just dropping magic on anybody is probably good enough. Citrin Celica over here. Where is Pendreo? Where did I put him? Is he even in here? Into selection, you got 12. Yeah, he's in here. So we've got Alchris down here. Oh, Pendreo's all the way in the back. Yeah, we want Alchris in the back. Pendreo maybe up front like this, so he can hit with magic against speedy characters. Actually, at speed 20, we want to make sure Pendreo can hit archers, although within 2 range. Yeah, no, we want him on heals in the back. And if he's in the back, then we'll put Alchris over here so he has a couple of different options with the longbow. And this should be fine. We'll just kind of go bow versus bow against some of those characters. I like the setup. And we'll just have to play it, see what happens. But let's do a quick weapon check against the enemy just to make sure we have no serious surprises. Silver bows. Yeah, dragons I'm not really that concerned about. Excalibur and Spirit Dust, that's interesting. Oh, that's Gris, okay. Didn't realize he was still hanging around, although I should have known. But with 2 life bars at that. Got silver, silver, silver over here. Well, about 40 minutes into this stream, I guess we'll finally start the battle. Yeah, so this guy we need to watch out for, Entrap Staff. That's maybe the main worry here. And what are these tiles even? So all of these are protection tiles, so we absolutely need to draw her out because we can't fight here unless we're occupying that space and she isn't. Anyway, let's do it. Took way too long to do that. Let's do a quick inventory check. And yeah, some of the men staves are running pretty low, but we've got spares, so maybe we don't want it to run this low, like down to 5. But yeah, let's think about which staves Seedall is actually going to trade off. I'm going to, I think, yeah, Silence, Freeze, Fracture, Physic. We'll keep things kind of as is. We've got a couple of rescue staves as well. I think this will be fine. And Fogato's still able to push every character other than Louis. Well, let's check Mavir's build stat, in fact, just to see what we're dealing with. Yeah, so he's capped at 12 as Royal Knight. And he's got a Silver Great Lance as well, which is fine, but he doesn't really have a standard lance, and maybe that's a bit of a concern. We might have to trade him one. Just so he has like a standard old silver lance or something. Let's make sure we have one in the convoy available, just in case. Yeah, no, we don't really. We'll have to give him a steel lance or something if we trade anything to him. And that's okay. Silver Great Lance, he's going to be fine. We'll just need to look at his stats here. Yeah, he's actually got a really balanced defense, as if he was deliberately set up to be the one who tanks damage against the sword attack that averages out from Zephyr there, because very likely he's going to have unique dialogue with Zephyr if you do attack into her. So yeah, gotta watch out for bows on this side. No real weapon advantages that we need to take care of, though. It's all pretty straightforward. We've got to watch over Tomahawk and this guy, bows all over the place. Yeah, no, we're fine. Let's just play. Now, do we need to talk to him first?
Divine One.
No, he's just going to join immediately.
From this day forward.
Not that we got to set him up ahead of time. Okay, dragons first. We gotta get rid of them. So the plan was to go engage and take this out immediately using Falcon, which I should be able to do. That actually doesn't do enough. But the Killer Axe should be able to, because with the crit, she just needs one of those hits to crit, and she usually will. Alternate possibility here, and we don't even need to engage to do that if that's how we're doing it. Is to go Radiant. No, crit is 0% against this. Or, oh no, 78% on my end. 78%? Well, I think we'll probably do it. Let's read the axe again. 68%. I was reading the wrong number. 68 crit or 70% crit. It's going to be the 70% crit, but let's make sure that she's not within force range. Yeah, so we get in here and we just shoot this guy. Next, let's see what's going on with Roland Lin over here. Do that. Flame Lance will not do very much because her magic attack just isn't going to cut it. If we engage, then... Oh, interestingly enough, this bow isn't going to do enough either. This magic bow that we usually depend on. So we should have actually calculated that and determined that she will not be able to take out the left side dragon by herself. However, yeah, Killer Lance, she can't get in close enough, but Fogato could push her if needed. However, Marin and Roy, if we attack them here, they would potentially be able to finish that off. In fact, she would also have advance if we want to use something like the sword or Pash Cats. So, for example, Peshkats would have 2 hits and it would be 52% crit as well, which if one of the shots crit, then she would actually be able to take this out. She will take a fair bit of punishment if it misses, but we should keep this in mind. Yeah, Killer Lance, she's not within range, so I think we actually might have to take Marin over here, go advance, and try to go Peshkats. And that might be best. But let's take out this guy first and see what happens. We know we'll have to get rid of it, so... engage will not do anything useful here. Let's not do it yet. Okay, easy.
All in a day's work.
Also, Alchris has the longbow, which is interesting here because... Oh no, because the Corrupted Worm can hit me back within 3 range. So there's no point in doing that. We should actually go advance with the Peshkats. And engage slightly boosts my stats. Because 50% crit is still likely is not going to miss a bit, but advancing into this would at least allow me to finish off the enemy with a 2 range attack. So let's not engage yet, let's just leave her as is. And I think we'll just do it. Risky, but we'll do it. And she'll get the crit. Excellent. I mean, 50% on 2 rolls, that's basically a 75% chance that we would have gotten that. Like doing 2 even coin flips. So dragons are out of the way, great. We've got lots of moves left. We need to remember to take care of this guy. Let's make sure we know what our options are for that.
The stage is mine.
Let's hear it.
If it's Flashing Fist, then Jean will just win that very easily, in fact. I think that's likely what's going to be the attack there. Let's see how we're doing with the rest, because, yeah, we need to take advantage of magic to take out the front line here. We pretty much must use magic attackers. And that does include Fagato's Radiant Bow, luckily enough. But he's going to be falling short just a little bit. If we put him adjacent with the Avatar, though, he would be fine. Or even if we just give him a stat boost or something, he would actually be able to kill perfectly fine. Citrin, of course,
Allow me.
has a couple of possibilities. Bolganone would kill, but she is going to take a pretty big hit in return, which, despite the 58% hit in return, I prefer not to go that risky. But you can always do a little bit of an extra poke. Yeah, the Thoron is going to hit pretty nice and hard as well. And again, Louis is probably going to get up into that position to take all the damage he can from the knights up there. So we'll see. We should be able to take things out pretty quickly. Chloe and Lynn, if they're no longer doing the thing they were doing, they can hit pretty decently with Flame Lance. And yeah, this guy's a bit well defended, but that would break him. As far as Alchris goes, he's not going to get much done this turn. He's going to be a little bit useless this turn, in fact. Yeah, Brave Bow at least would inflict some damage in case we need somebody from back there. But yeah, Alchris is not going to be helpful. He's kind of dead weight this turn. Let's see then. Ivy and Corin. This is with the Thoron, but Bolganone is able to one-shot one of these. We'd want to do the one that doesn't take damage in return with the Silver Great Axe here. Oh yeah, because Tomahawk's going to do 2 damage in return pass. And of course we need to take a bows or freeze the bows so she doesn't get hit. So we should plan out some kind of play that is going to allow me to reload a whole bunch of units at once. I also have Canter on her, which is good. Let's figure this out. Because, let's say I move in here. That's the other thing, that Brave Bow will not do much, but Radiant Bow... In general, if Fugato is standing in that area, he's able to take out both of those if we just have the adjacency bonus. But the problem is that we would need to get my unit in there ahead of time. And we need to burn the ability at that point, Bilo's ability, so that does kind of imply that we'll need to get some attackers into this position first, which means, yeah, because we'll create a cluster 4 over here. Fugato can be in one of these two spots. And the Cantor is able to take care of a whole bunch as well, so likely what we'll do is we'll take Ivy over here, we'll hit, and we'll pull her back into the back position. So she's nice and out of range. We'll get... So the position that we'll wind up with is going to be Ivy over here. Also, we didn't even think about using this guy with his flame lance. Or even with his other lance. But yeah, everything here is pretty well defended, so unlikely. They'll probably just do something with a staff or something, or like maybe, you know, walk in and grab a staff. That's okay. But anyway, it's going to be Ivy over here. One of these has to be Seed All, I think, to get the additional attack. The fact that Ivy can one-shot multiple characters is a sign that we should probably be using her. We've got Ivy in the back position, maybe Fugato up here, Seed All in one of these two, and then one additional character who's going to come play. And again, this has to precede Fugato's attack, so probably Fugato up here. And Seed All refreshes him. Or actually, no, Seed All would have to refresh my avatar. It's standing here. Unless... I got it. So, Avatar's going to attack in here first. No, he's not, because he does nothing. Avatar's going to maybe get in here first. Then Seed All comes in and taps. And then moves him. Because then he can pass off the staff to Mavir and then give Fugato the damage bonus to stand here. That's how it's going to be done. Yeah, that's how to do it. We should be able to do it. Give it a men. We'll wait. Fugato comes here. Then he attacks. Radiant Bow is going to kill. He's going to take some damage in return. I should have accounted for that. And we'll take that miss, sure. We'll take it very graciously. But you never assume anything, even with a low hit rate from the enemy. So, yeah. This spot will be for the Avatar to reload everybody eventually. Does mean we're going to have a Seed All reload. And then, in order to leave these attacking positions open, Seed All probably just stays here. And Ivy gets up here and hits one. She obviously can't go directly against a bow. The bow will be eventually Fugato's position. Then we need to figure out who's going to attack after that. Possibly Citrin, although no, she's way out of position for that. But she can soften this up with Thunder. And that might be the best way to do it, because then somebody can come in and just kill directly. Like if she softens up with Thunder, even Alchris might turn out to be... Oh no, he's not going to be useful. Never mind. Vendreo can even trade for Thunder and drop something there. Chloe, of course, has the Flame Lance, which would be good. Yeah, because Flame Lance takes it down to 22. Then does Citrin do 22 with a Thunder? She definitely does. Yeah, that's going to hit pretty nicely too. And then Chloe can kind of fly away and evacuate the position if needed. Okay, we should be able to take out the whole cluster then, I'm pretty confident. So why don't we... Oh no, that's Seedall. I'm looking for Jean. Where's Jean? I'll take Jean over here. He's gonna go Flashing Fist. Let's do a range check on the bows first. Yeah, he's fine. They're way out. Flashing Fist will just kill.
I have to keep everyone safe.
So let's think about the priority order here. Chloe here, Citrin here. Ivy, we'll want her to hit somebody and then fly back. Like, hit on the left. And then fly back, perhaps. And then... I don't know if we'll want her to be the one who's reloaded, though, because... she might not actually be that useful in this context, but... Doing a spear attack here, early, might be a good idea, and then you just... have the possibility of getting Ike in there really early. And trying to tank all three at once over here. Or maybe even walking Ike over here to get the bows right away. Louis and Ike, rather, I should say. Yeah. Doing a little bit of chip damage against a bow might eventually be helpful. But yeah, I think it's going to be Ivy takes out the left, she moves in here. So the target assignment is going to be Fagato hits this guy. And then Ivy hits this guy. Or rather, no, we can get a combined attack. Yeah, okay. Anyway, the short of it is that we'll reload Ivy, I think. Mostly I'm concerned about this bow right now. This guy is the one that we might have the most issues with, but I think we can probably... The defense is low enough, 20, that we might be able to get Chloe to do it if she gets a crit eventually. So then the positioning here is we're going to have Avatar here, Ivy, Chloe, and my Avatar. Yeah, okay, we'll do it that way. It's going to be Bolganon against this guy. She's potentially going to get hit, but we'll just deal with it. I'd rather get the kill. We have ways of healing her up. And they have ways of missing, so...
Unforgivable.
Should be a decently clean turn. Okay. So, we'll have Chloe at 15 and what's Citrin at 14? We'll let Citrin get the kill. And we'll maintain Chloe in position so we can double her up. Citrin is Celica over here. That's why I put Cantor on so many characters. That even though we haven't really shown it off very much this turn, it does improve my positional flexibility considerably. Because Seedall's going to come over here, reload. Then... My thing is we barely even needed to do display. I mean, we're really just short on one bow here. I mean, this might even be overkill. That if we just get Louis up here and hit, that if we just do one reload with Seedall without doing the whole engage play that I was talking about, we actually might still be able to kill everything. So for example, if she has Killer Lance with 37 over here, we need 17 and 17. This guy, I mean, it's comparatively risky, but... Because let's say we take this guy down slightly, just to chip him down and see what we're dealing with. It might be possible to kill pretty quickly. Because it's got resistance 16 here. You've got Bolganon with 47 and speed 24. She does not double, does she? Oh, no, she does, because Seedall has the enhanced special dance, which would make her double. If Bolganon doubles up, it's going to be 47 over 16. That is going to easily kill. So, basically, if we just get Louis up here, put him on a Great Lance, which will be short by 1 point of damage. Very unfortunate. Short by 1 point of damage, imagine that. Can we do something to improve that? Let's take a look at his skills. No, that's take 2 less damage. That's not what I want. Okay, so that actually doesn't work because I was counting on Louis to get the kill, but he has decided to disappoint us here. Unless, of course, we go engage. No, it doesn't give you enough of a strength bonus. So I guess we will need to make the fancy play after all. That's okay. That means Louis can still go to the original plan of what he was doing. And in fact, we might free up Chloe to do something like Astra on a unit of her choice, just to get things moving. Also, let's watch the range on this guy. His movement 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's going to hit here. Okay. Have to watch out. Okay, we might have to just make the big play after all then. Unless... Oh, no, we've got Mavier. That's great, because Mavier can chip him down with a Flame Lance after that. Okay, so we do not need to do too much here. And we can get Lances try to move in and hit Ike at the end of this, as usual. Oh, problem with that, though, is that Great Lance is going to push him back by 1 spot, which means we need to switch to a weaker attack. I will not do that. Maybe even Rider's Bane, if we can do it. We can get 20 damage off of Mavier. Yeah, because Rider's Bane will just eat these guys alive as well, so... So how much does Mavier do? He's going to do 17, that's not good enough. Then we just need an attack that's going to take this down to 17. Spear will work. Silver Lance will be better. Okay, and then we reload Ivy to attack directly into the bow. This should work. Yeah, because then Mavier here with his new position as our Royal Knight can grab some experience. And that's assuming, of course, that we have a hit on this 17%. Otherwise, we have a backup plan, so we have a backup plan, which is just reactivate everybody.
I believe I am in the right.
Yeah, we better save it. I don't want to use Goddess Dance right now until we face some stiffer competition. So what will likely happen is, once again, let's check the speed here. She's going to get up to speed 27 with Bolganon. Assuming no real surprises, let's check the skill. She should kill easily, because it's going to be, well, about 60 damage. So let's go over here. Then we need to make sure we have some range markers on these guys just to be absolutely sure we know what we're doing. And then we might even want to put Seedall back so he can get other characters back into position, but we'll see. Because let's say Marin's going to go here next turn, then Seedall needs to go within the range of this. He's got movement 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So he's got to be a little ways out. We want to pull him out at least one slot, possibly two. Yeah, we'll pull him here. That'll be most flexible, I think. Then Ivy is going to do this. Elsurge would have worked too, in fact. Elsurge would have worked beautifully regardless. We'll go both known over here. And yeah, because the enemy has the grace to miss us from time to time, we're in an excellent position here. We probably don't want to stand her too close, all those bows coming in, but we'll move her up here since it looks safe. That is such a reckless thing to do, unless you're absolutely sure, but we're absolutely sure, so. And then Pendreau is going to come up here, and then that'll be the end of a turn. So let's take off some of these range markers. We don't need them for the time being. It means we're not using Ether this turn, but we don't need to. But yeah, very clean turn, in fact. Let's get Pendreau up here, since he'll potentially be healing on the right side. Yeah, Great Lance would have been a lot better, but that's okay. We'll get everything we can. That whole crowd is going to be softened up. Alright. Now, here's the issue, is that if we push in over here, we'll probably pull the Wyvern Pack pretty quickly. We could potentially pull one and still hit and be content with it and kill all three. Ideally, I want to take out all of these guys. Take out all of the bows this turn. And at least potentially freeze one of them. If you freeze one of them using Thoron, for instance, with Corin, in the worst case scenario, we freeze it and it would also freeze its companion in place. So we should prioritize taking out these two with our backline as much as it is possible for us to do. Which means it is, first of all, we will mark these guys just to be absolutely clear. And yeah, this time around we'll probably use double play. I mean, we got all these orbs here that we're not even using yet, but which are clearly managed, or rather clearly placed there to encourage me to dump my emblem powers on the enemy as quickly as possible, but we don't need to. We do need to kill these guys first, I think, but we need to figure out assignments that will allow me to take out the bows quickly. But again, that's what the sort of double play is for. You can do it. The spell damage over here is going to be okay, but not as great as it could be. And yeah, some of these are a little bit out of position. That's what Seedall is for. Seedall and Sigurd, able to reach just about anybody we like. Anyway, let's see what we can do with Mavir. He can do a few things. He can do 14 against this guy. See what my situation was with Pendreau here, and yeah, 14 plus Pendreau will actually get the kill, so we'll eventually do that. We don't need to give Pendreau to kill He's at level 18. He's sitting so incredibly pretty at this point. Fingato is able to hit pretty hard too. So yeah, let's just hit this guy. Burn him down quickly. I'll try to push decently hard up to the top. Yeah, Citrin and Celica aren't going to get far enough to deal the bows. Probably shouldn't anyway, so we will probably go Mavier over here. Great Lance works too, except of course we don't want him to take the incoming damage. So let's pull him out, keep him at range. Knock back too hard in this 80% hit chance.
Have I made
Yeah, he has. I don't know if we'll keep him, but we might need him going into the next map. So, better to use who we can when we can. Yeah, going to save a lot of these units for positional purposes. However, Citrin and Celica, if they come in, I gotta be aware of this guy too. I don't want anybody in range of him in case the freeze play doesn't work out. But yeah, Thorin and Bolganon here will be just fine. We'll actually move her up just... Well, let's see here. 4, 5, 6. Yeah, no, she'll be pretty safe. There she is.
Please forgive me.
Gradually chipping her down. Chipping herself down, 1 damage at a time from the ability from Celica. Yeah, we will definitely need to move units up here, so... Of course, if we can actually bust down both of these, all the better. But that does get you pretty close into Zephia's range, which is why I'm reluctant to do that. The thing about Zephia is that we've got so many arrows, we can shoot her down pretty quickly, I think. I'm not actually that concerned about her. We should be able to cut through her. Oh, reduces damage from effectiveness, so maybe not. But what we can do potentially is, if we can avoid Corrupted Worm. So Corrupted Worm goes up to this square here. 2 above where Citrin and Celica are now. Let's just tag some of these guys off. Unfortunately, the ranges are a little too big for me to see on camera, which is unfortunate. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's this spot here. And it's out of range of the Corrupted Worm, which means that potentially, if you can get rid of a lot of these guys on the left and clear this area, then you can have Louis and Ike come in here. Louis and Ike, average of his defense, 48 and 15. That's going to be... well, it's close to 30. It's like 31 or so. He'll still be able to take damage from her pretty well, and we would probably put her on... Oh no, except Thoron. Okay, that's not good. We need to watch out for Thoron. I didn't account for this. Thoron, however, 44 attack. That's still pretty survivable for him. As long as it doesn't crit or anything, it's got a very low crit. So we could actually tank this with Louis. And even put him on Ether, perhaps. Although Ether would not reach the Thoron attack, which is the problem with that. She would almost certainly just do Thoron out of range. But we might want to engage him anyway, just to reduce incoming damage. And we got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7... Sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And you got 3 range either way, which is why she's controlling this position right now. And indeed, this is just the Thoron spot right here. Which actually means that I should take Louis. And put him right here. And he'll stay on Great Lance because otherwise it's just ranged attack. We could even let the other units walk in here. We need to watch out for these guys. Oh, the diagonal is actually going to be decent here. It's diagonal view. Yeah, because then we can get him to... Well, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hit these. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Gonna hit this. We want him out of range of this, even if we do freeze it. So we probably will, so... Looks like it's probably just gonna be Louis Knight right here. And we'll just leave him in this position. I'll probably leave him on Great Lance. And then it'll do a decent amount against an incoming Wyvern, and then I assume that he's going to take a Thoron to the face, but he'll survive it. It'll be rough, but he'll survive it. Should I bother to engage this turn? I don't know if I should. It would reduce the incoming magic damage by quite a bit. But... Oh, speed 25. No, that's okay. Speed 25 doesn't matter. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, she's not even going to hit. I am considering bringing Louis much closer in to attract as much attention as possible, though, but that would be contingent on me freezing this guy, so we'll consider that. And to consider that, we will first of all take this guy out with something. So yeah, let's say we go Ivy and Corin over here. If we were to engage with Bolganone, for instance. Thoron. Also, one thing I forgot that I can do is Warp Ragnarok with Celica, which can hit an outlier without having to worry too much about range. But these are all fairly high resilience, probably a bit of a waste to do that. Yeah, but the idea is that we'd want to pull her out by 2 spots after that, but then that's got range 4 for the fireball, so we don't want to stand too close. We want to stand like in this spot here. Hit by 2, come back. But let me just make sure I know how much the attack is actually going to do. Yeah, and you can't actually fight a bow at 2 range. You can't do that. You need to go with Thoron against that. For sure. Thoron against this guy. And that's only 67% hit, but that's okay. It doesn't need to hit in order to freeze 2 units, which is what I actually want to do. Okay, in that case, let's try to take these 2 guys out. Yeah, I'm way out of range. I'll need to... definitely do some kind of mass reload. Or some kind of push play with Legato. Push play would also work. Because you could push Lyn up top. Yeah, I think we will do some kind of play that... Well, let's watch the mage range too. That's important. Yeah, anywhere here could also get him pretty close. Like, if you're freezing these guys anyway, you just need to worry about this cluster up here. This is the mage range. You can stand here, and then that would attract a lot of attention. And you could do an ether play. If you do an ether play, do we have anything that hits flying as Louis? Defense 5, resilience 3. Yeah, defense 5 is pretty good. He doesn't need it because these guys, none of them actually hit hard enough. So, yeah, he could basically just pick the highest performing weapon, nuke everybody at once, and then it would mostly just be Zephia's Thoron attack you're worried about. You could just stand right here and just absorb everything. So let's think about, if we do Goddess Stance, what the play is going to be. So Trin's already kind of frozen in position there. We can't use her there. You got 5 movement. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This could be the spot. Then you would have 4 units this way. Or you try to move as many of these guys up as possible. Let's move them up, first of all. Just to see what we're dealing with positionally. Because right now they're not really being useful enough. And then let's get them back on shielding just in case. Actually, let's not use them yet in case we want to use one of the staves. You know, Alcris is able to tap this guy for a little bit. 18. Now you know that that'll be way out of position for getting him to double up, but that's okay. That means that this will just be the only useful thing he can do this turn, unless of course he can kill this guy, which... Oh, you know what? Let's just let Alcris do something useful for a change. I say this, and of course he doesn't do enough damage to do something useful. Let's see here. Ally within 2 spaces? No. He does have his dexterity chance to cut through armor though, so... Maybe we should actually use this. Yeah, no, we should just do it. Because to cut through half might turn out to be good, and we want to maximize our chances of killing up here. That would just be an additional +7 though. Let's see here. Whereas here, if he actually gets Luna, he would be able to kill. And then we could get some other units to go up. No, we'll do it this way. This will be best for maximizing our efficiency this turn. Look at that. Got a 14% crit. That simplifies things quite a bit. In fact, you could even go Seedall with Ivy. That doesn't quite do it. L-Surge. Yeah, she doesn't quite have the speed to do it. If she gets the +3 off Seedall, that's actually still not enough either to get enough speed, so... If we can somehow get a unit up here, do enough damage, that would be great. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If you gave Jean a push from behind, that would actually do it. If we reload Jean, or used a rewarp staff, which I don't think I need to do, so. Because then Jean can come up here and hit. I would free up Ivy to come over here, hit all this stuff. Kinda like this idea. Then, would Jean get hit with anything in return? 1, 2, 3, 4? No, he would not, so. Here's the play we're going for. We're going to wait here. I'm gonna get Fogata to push him. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, I totally miscalculated. He doesn't go far enough. Yeah, no, that was a mistake. I thought he had 6 movement. He only has 5. Okay, I miscalculated. But... oh well. That's fine. That just became 2 useless moves then. In that case, let's see what we can do. Might go Astra. We must kill this. That's the bottom line. We must kill it. And we can always reload somebody into doing that. So the idea then would be Ivy to Thoron, then she's able to pull it out of range of anybody. So Corrin and Thoron, it has to be to play, so we'll just do it. I was hoping to get some kind of massive kill on that cluster, but I don't think we will. But if we go see it all on another attacker, maybe there's a way to pull it off. Like if we get Chloe up here, then she attacks into this. Oh, we'll see. Worst case scenario, we have a massive goddess dance in the middle of nowhere to get everybody fueled up and ready to go. But yeah, because I'm thinking that, let's see, defense 14, res 17. She doesn't need to do that much, really, to kill it. Because you got the Blood Lance is going to be 37 over 14. She will do a double attack as well, right? And she's got the Brave Lance. Yeah, no, she'll do it. Like, I think we should actually bring her up then. And put Seed All against her. Then we'll be able to freeze these guys and let everything else come down. And then next turn we'll blow through somehow. The idea is Ike is going to come over here and do Ether. He's going to tank the magical attack and everything else. I think it'll work. It is contingent on doing this. We're going to do Thoron, and we have to be engaged while doing it. 67% doesn't matter. Should still freeze. Good. Pull back one spot. These guys are locked down. There's no bow range issue. And then now she's powered up. We get in here using Chloe. Notice that she didn't get to use... Oh no, she did get to use her canter, as we needed to in order to get out of range. Let me see where my avatar is. Go all the way up to this point. Which we'll take into consideration when figuring out where to stand. Because we still need somebody to kill this. And likely we'll just kill directly like this. That will do enough. We might take some damage in return, but we'll just have to soak it. And we have a pretty specific idea of what to do from here. Okay, so in that case, we're not going to do anything too interesting with a canter up top. Let's just wait here. We can do this just to show off. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, where's Anna? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We can make sure Seed All, wherever he ends up, is within range of reloading everyone we want. So somewhere reasonably central. Okay, so let's see here. 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, he'll be able to reach just about anybody. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But we need to not have him within wyvern range, obviously, so this position will actually be perfect. We'll just hold him here. Chloe comes here. Yeah, we need to not forget about the range check on the rest of these guys, specifically that one. And that one. Okay, so Chloe. There's Killer Lance. Killer Lance will just kill. And we can take her back over 2 spots, assuming... No, hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, she can't stand here. I bet you can back 1 spot and pick up whatever loot that is. I think that would be the way to do it. This will guarantee a kill. Okay, great.
Simple enough.
She'll take your speed back up at 1. That's pure water. That's actually decent against mage. Even though we never really use consumables like that in practice. This is still going to kill, good. And there's some damage in return. There isn't. We'll just
Stop you.
actually see some combat for once, which is not often the case when. Okay, so let's get in here. This is going to be the range check. We need to make sure that we do not get hit by this guy or these 3 up here, which means we get in as close as we can. Likely going to be a 3 range Thoron attack from Zephyr, but the idea is to soften up the other 4. Which means we might not want to do Ether anyway. Depending on the attack power. Let's take a look here. Currently, if we have Silver Great Lance in 65, that is better than what we can get from the other ones. Defense 21 though. But type effectiveness. Wyvern Knight has wings, dragons, corrupted. Effectiveness is armored here. Yeah, none of the type effectiveness is actually useful here. So it might be best if I just stand here with a Great Lance, in fact, because all of these are just melee attacks. And in fact, only 2 of them are going to... Oh yeah, no, we want Great Lance because some of these might fly in within 2 range and be slightly out of my range. Can we actually sustain some magic attacks? No, we can't. Let's not risk it. That would be very unwise. Can we sustain... We might be able to sustain 1 magic attack, but not 2. And unfortunately, all of those spots will be hit by 2, so... If we engage, we buckle down and just take everything out at once. Hopefully. I mean, we'll damage it considerably. Great Lance isn't going to get the kill anyway, so yeah, let's just do this. Try to soften up the enemy.
Won't you join me?
And probably Irvan for this, because then you get the resilience up as well. And Ragnall is kind of within... Actually, no, Ragnall, because... I know, the range won't matter here. Let's just stay on Irvan. Okay, hopefully this works. She'll go Thoron.
It's nothing personal.
We need to not forget about that stupid entrap staff. I didn't even bother to mark it. I shouldn't call it stupid. It's actually a wonderful weapon. Oh, we got a backline coming. Should have watched out for that. That's okay.
Don't stand in my way.
We can probably outrun it with Marin, so. Yeah, they all have 6 movement here. We can just outrun with Marin and cluster up and defend the backline ourselves, or we can do something nice and risky and just use Sigurd's 13 movement to just kill everything here. These guys are actually total pushovers for the most part, as long as we get some bows in there. Like, you can do one of these with Astra even. But I think it's going to be better to just have them come up here and try to attack me into me next turn if they dare, because honestly I'm not feeling like that's a lot of pressure. Okay, we need to mark the entrap staff. That is the number one thing. Also, entrap staff 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This would be lowest position on the bottom here if we're going to go for the snipe. It is within trap range, but then she can pull back out afterwards with Cantor. We'll save Chloe here for the time being. And Fagato should be within attack range here. Yeah, because the way I'm thinking about this is we'll just outrun these guys and the next turn when we collapse our party together, because then we just try to guarantee a whole kill on this cluster. Tank the Magus somehow, probably just by running Pendreo up here and having him suffer through it. And then we just reverse and we hit all those. As long as there isn't a second wave right away, we should be fine. It's actually looking like a pretty simple map from here, as long as we don't have too many other reinforcement surprises. We do need 2 rounds of damage to take down Zephyr. That's one thing that we should consider, because we will need to deal with her soon. Possibly freeze her out with Ivy. Although she's holding Thoron, she would hit back. That's okay. Okay, let's send in anybody we can, which does mean using Fagato from the back line.
I'm sorry.
Alchrist is going to be able to snipe somebody. Anybody, really. So, not worried about him. Okay, Ivy and Corin are engaged already. Yeah, Pentreo and Micaiah can hit anybody they like, and would probably refresh them to send them up here. In fact, if the plan is to freeze Zephyr anyway, we'll just send Pendreo up here to hit. He can't hit back against Thoron because he doesn't have 3 range, but he can draw these guys in and pull them into a position where I can nuke them down without standing too close the next turn. Because we do need to watch out for stuff like the Tomahawk. So given that, looks like the play here is probably just going to be Pendreo going like that.
May their souls find peace.
And we can do some kind of series of one-shots. Yeah, Flame Lance from Javier, that will be nice and clean as well. Citrine can probably do quite a bit against one of these. We're in great shape. Yeah, it's going to be Flame Lance, it's just going to kill.
I believe I am in the right.
Now, Louis and Ike are engaged, of course, which means potentially... Yeah, against Thoron, they're going to do really well, in fact. I might even be able to burn her down this turn, but the important thing is we cannot stay within mage range with her. That would not be advisable. If we have some kind of weapon against this... Yeah, Irvin is actually going to do very, very well. It'll take a little bit of damage, but it won't be very much. In fact, Irvin and Ragnall are both quite good. Like, if we Just scan my weapons here to see what my options are. And I think we actually want to use that because then we save the ability to use Chloe and Lynn. Yeah, we are going to get hit in return, but I don't think it really matters too much. Because that's a significant damage reduction on my end. We can always just heal up afterwards. Which means we should think about who's going to get the remaining kills. It's going to be... yeah, all Chris can get one. Really pummel this guy. The question at this point is whether we try to burn down Zephyr right away, otherwise we would be stuck dealing with both her and Gris at the same time next turn. Or, if alternatively... I mean, naturally the play would be to hit her with something from Ivy and Corin, with the understanding that she is going to hit back. But the idea is to freeze her, so she doesn't run around everywhere. And her defense is pretty well balanced either way, so... but then if you freeze her in place, then she has to use Thoron next turn, and she's locked out of using a magic attack, so I think this is going to be the play for sure then. Assuming that she can be immobilized, let's check her skills to be absolutely sure. Yeah. Have to be very diligent about that stuff. And also about stuff like other range checks on staves. Because, yeah, her range is a little crazy. Okay, Bluey and Ike it is. Yeah, a little bit of damage here. Won't hurt too much.
Is that sufficient?
We've got 2 attacks remaining. Citron and Celica will be able to do pretty well. Also notice that if I do hit her, including with Thoron, potentially I could actually burn her down this turn. If I want to use Byleth, probably the time is now, because then you would be thinking of spending 4 additional turns maybe before you get another crack at that ability, and then you would rush in. But no, maybe we should save it. We don't know how quickly we're going at this point. But we'll see if it's going to be advantageous. Let's first of all take Citron down here. Yeah, we'll just keep everybody out of Thoron range until we collapse in and get everything we can. Yep, Volcano's just going to hit just fine. And then...
I claim
victory.
this victory.
Following that... yeah, I'm just not concerned about these guys. We're just going to run back and we'll fight them all next turn. Or even a turn after. We've got plenty of room to run from them, in fact. They're not even close to me. I might come to regret this, but, you know, we'll do that later. Okay, Ivy and Corin are going to hit for a certain amount. They've got 28 res, but we're not going to go in there just yet. These remaining attacks will stand a little outside just for a hit chance. And do Thoron. I should lock her into place. Amazing ability when it comes down to it. And we might even just leave her in this position, because I think that will be best. That's within range of something. Oh yeah, that's within range of Thorin. We can just pull out, because then... unless, you know, we'll get Thorin versus Thorin, and she might even get the kill on the defensive end. 47 though. No, she would need to do a fair bit more, but that's okay. No, we'll just defend like this. Heal up a bit. Ever so slightly. Yeah, Chloe and Lynn are over there. Chloe and Lynn could even be kind of reloaded with Seedall so that she can do a hit and run, just snipe and then pull back. Might be fun. Yeah, actually, let's try that play. It would have to be at 2 range, though. Yeah, she is locked down, right? Yeah. Good. Yeah, Seedall will put in the back because it's possible that he'll want to reload one of the backline attackers. To take out the Wyverns on the next turn. So let's wait over here. Let's pull Anna and Lucina out over here. Chloe goes spear. That's actually not great, but let's see if this position is actually safe then, because who's actually intending to hit me there in this location? None of these. The only one who's going to hit is Zephyr, which means that's okay, because it just means we'll maybe take a Thoron to the face, but it doesn't matter if we manage to burn her down once. And also her hit chance is going to be abysmal, which works to my advantage. We'll probably go Killer Lance, because yeah, the hit chance in return is 18%. She's just not going to hit. We can even just park in front of her almost, but no, we'll pull back. Let's just do it. Okay, didn't get a crit, but that's okay. We'll try it. And then we'll just pull back. Like that. She'll try Thorin, and she's just not going to hit a thing. And then, yeah, we're not doing any kind of Goddess Dance or anything this turn. We'll save it for next turn. Or save it for when we're actually targeting the main boss cluster. We'll just stand here for now in a central position. There, we should be in good shape.
Two hounds or 4.
And then Pendrell will just attract them in, even though Thoron is going to be the order of the day. These guys are going to come up. We'll probably kill them this turn. Okay, more attackers. We do need to be aware of their range in case... What are we dealing with? Silver axes, yeah. Spears. Okay, their range is going to be pretty good, but we'll take out all of these guys this turn. I think the idea is that we're going to prioritize eliminating this cluster here, including both mini-bosses, and then stand and defend and clear before we attack into the main cluster. That's probably going to be the best idea. Now, that means we need to figure out what we're going to do against Gris, who defensively is not that good. we should be able to get something done. With Great Lance, for instance, which will take some damage in return, but which will get the first kill, and will do so pretty neatly. And of course his bow and Radiant Bow, that's going to do 34 against him with a crit, so that will be something we save for the second attack. So I think it's going to be Mavier on the first one, and on the second. We just need to make sure we have enough attackers remaining in range to snipe the other two mages as well, which we can do. Alchris can also immediately kill him. 24 on the first Brave Bow attack. Not quite as good as I hoped, but... yeah, probably Mavier with a Great Lance is going to be the play here. Because we want to save Alchris, actually, to deal with Ivy, because he'll do 44 against her on the next attack. So yeah, we'll save him. We might want to pull him back for the bows as well, so... oh yeah, which also tells me that we might want to keep Anna around back here instead of up front, so she can fight. But we will deal with that as the time comes. Let's maybe keep the archers in reserve. This means we'll still need to go Great Lance over here. Yeah, too bad about the incoming damage, but we'll soak it.
If it isn't...
How dare you speak her name? I will kill you quickly.
That's right, she's within chain attack range too, which is excellent.
Have I made a difference?
Okay, let's kill him with something else. Yeah, we could be ambitious about taking out this cluster immediately, but defensively they're pretty good, so we'd want to use archers. But then if we have archers plus Seedall, then basically that's enough to take out all three. Like Brave Bow, actually doesn't quite do enough, but Radiant Bow would completely wreck that thing. And let's just take a look at what Alchris does, just make sure he can get a kill. Surprisingly, not quite able to do it. So yeah, we better hold position and just let these guys attack in then. Stick to the original plan, just prioritize these first. And yeah, 50 on the killer bow, he's just going to die. No problem.
Exquisite. Death means...
Okay. Pretty simple. Now we take out the other two. Gotta watch out for a Thorin attack over here, that's the only thing. And the Brave Bow is just going to hit on the first round, because it will do 36. So that's perfect. We need to remember to check attack range on the upper clusters. I think that's actually within Tomahawk range. So
I had no choice but to
watch out here. I should have checked that ahead of time, in fact. Is it within Tomahawk range? Or dagger range? It might be. No, it's not. Okay, as long as we're not dealing with that. Yeah, as long as none of these guys are actually going to attack into me, I'm okay. Alright, in that case, let's then take out these two. Again, it should be fairly simple. We need to think about who is going to be within range of the Thoron. Let's probably just take Chloe in. Yeah, that'll kill pretty easily. So let's prioritize thinking about what's going to take down Zephyr. Ike is still engaged, and we're kind of hardly taking advantage of that. Very high crit on all these attacks as well, in fact. Sean and Erica, we've got so much we can use here. Not even remotely concerned. We might even be able to just clear the flyers this turn, but let's not get too ambitious until we know what we're dealing with. But it makes sense to do so in a certain way, since we're still using all these engage attacks, and that doesn't do anything, that just breaks. What happens when you have very little... Anyway, we need minimum 2 attacks on her, so we'll just need to allocate that. Who needs the XP? I think Avatar actually needs the XP somewhat badly. Yeah, because we need to take these 2 out still, so let's not mess around too much. Let's just get in there and poke. Wormslayer doesn't actually do much. Let's just take her out. And take her out again.
Ready yourself. Dream well.
Okay. Let's see who's actually going to get her. Radiant Bow will destroy her. That is likely what's happening here. Then somebody will just go over here. Yeah, Radiant Bow will wreck her. And we'll keep him back here in case we want to do some kind of big reload play. Yeah, let's actually mark these guys back here. I mean, this one will obviously stretch it a little further. 6. Yeah. Tomahawk, gotta watch out for that. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It'll be this triangle up here. So as long as we're above this line, we're going to be good. So Fgado will just go here. We should probably heal up the party a little bit.
Quite strong.
And there's the weapon that nobody can use. Yeah, I guess I should have looked at my party and realized that I don't have anybody on S-rank sword, but that's alright, we'll live with that. Citrin and Celica with the Thoron probably won't even do enough. It'll be Thoron versus Thoron. Actually, no, she hits very well. Really, against magic. She'll actually just destroy magical attacker head on. Well, that's what happens when you have 53 magic, I guess. But... okay, sure, let's just do it.
First one's free! Please forgive me.
I mean, at this rate, we can just let this guy attack in. But we have to watch out for the wyverns anyway. This one's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and try to hit this cluster here. So this will be the line. Let's see how many attacks we have available to deal with this. Not enough. So we'll pull out, but we'll probably pull Ike down here again. And try to have him take as many attackers as once as he's able. which is really just going to be 2. He's not going to be able to do too much. But he can soften him up. Or we could use Seed All to just run him into the cluster directly and take out all 3, which would also work. Spear over here, this guy, what's his skill? He's got insert attack. This guy would barely hit Andrew at all. He does have Thorin though, so we might just need to bait him in. And yeah, let's just stand out of the way of all this stuff. It'll be top of the triangle here anyway. In that case, let's actually just send Ike down here. Might even swap them in. Oh, we could do a swap actually. That'd be fun. Then it would get 3 out of 4. And yeah, Irvine is probably still the weapon we want to keep him on. Silver Great Lance might be good though. Resilience 3, they don't hit hard enough for the incoming attack number to matter, so we can put them in Great Lance. And the speed's going to be about the same either way. Yeah, because these guys are fast, that's the thing. We need to watch out for their speed stat. So you know what? We're going to do that. We're going to swap in. Let me see, 59. Let's have a decent crit though, that's the thing. But so does everything else. So yeah, we'll Great Lance and we'll go swap. Because that would be fun. Marin and Roy, we'll pull them out for the time being. Pull them into the center. Yeah, Seed All, we can go tap Ike again here and then just pull him back. Pull him all the way up here. We don't want to send Ike too deep in because we do want the attackers to, well, attack him, so. Oh yeah, there is Tomahawk here. Yeah, let's put on Ragnar maybe then, because then he can do range damage towards the Tomahawk as well, which would be potentially very helpful. Spear's gonna do 50, Ragnar's gonna do 54, yeah, we'll do that. Just put him right here in someplace that both of these are going to overlap. Probably right here. We'll go Ragnar. All 4 are going to come in and hit. And we just need to maintain position with these 2. Ivy and Corrin, can we do anything useful with them this turn? We can do a Dragon Vein heal. Actually, that would be best. Because then we don't have to burn a staff to heal everybody up. Let's see where the best position for that's going to be based on who has actually taken damage. Herself, of course, Vigano. This whole cluster here, in fact. Let's park her right here. And we're taking so little damage, that should actually be enough to do plenty. Then we pull Pandreo out a little bit. By a little bit, I mean maybe just here. Now, do we want to do something efficient with Chloe and Lynn? Like perhaps use Astra now to try to snipe this guy, or to see if we can snipe this guy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The risk, of course, is that if we attack here, we might pull out the central boss cluster right away. And if we do, we'll just have to deal with it. It might be slightly premature. We don't want to lose too many attackers down here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. She'd have to go here, and then she'll pull back.
Emblem.
In fact, we should do a damage preview with her everywhere to see what her damage numbers are against everybody relevant. So yeah, we will take it out, but we'll come here first just to do a bit of a preview. Just to see what she can kill with each bow. She's only going to do 25 against the boss, but she's able to take out any of the other surrounding... she falls a little bit short in this guy, but with an adjacency bonus from my avatar, she would be able to take it out. So yeah, the priority this turn will be to take out the Entrap Staff, because the Entrap Staff prevents me from getting anywhere near. And to Fortify Heal is also a problem. Fortify Heal and Recover Heal. Okay, so that's okay, that's easier to take out. In fact, positionally, do I want her here to pull out here? Here to pull out here. I think that might be better. Because then she'll be within range of attacking into more potential options, so let's take her over here. And then Mulagir is going to snipe this.
As if I'd lose.
And if that provokes the entire central cluster, that's okay. She can
I'm sorry.
drop her doubles next turn. And yeah, actually that solves a lot of issues. So we'll pull her back. Yeah, in fact, without dealing with that staff, that we suddenly simplify this quite a bit. We'll pull her hopefully within range of attacking as many of these guys as possible. So that would be this spot here. In fact, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6, 6, yeah, so here. Now, John and Erica will kind of keep it back as well, because I feel like they'll likely be useful. And we'll have to deal with a whole bunch of waves back there anyway. Now, John and Erica, actually, no, we'll keep them up front, because then we can start taking out some attackers if they start to move in. And we should mark these a little better for visibility. Yeah, they hit pretty hard, so I don't think John's that useful as a tank necessarily, but we will put him back. So yeah, we'll have a bit of a cluster down here. We'll need to mop up. Let's move him over here, because then... oh wait, what does this do? 42 attack. Thoron, yeah, we'll put him over here. I have to remember that Chain Guard is pretty useful too, so... yeah, so Louis is going to do some damage, not really that much, compared to his usual. But he'll soften everybody up, which is the important part. A nice 25% crit, which is, well, 1 unit out of 4, so 25% exactly. Okay, I've got to watch out for that. That's fine. Oh, that's not so fine. That's a lot less fine. That's a lot of units, actually. We got some time pressure here. So let's not stall back here for too long. That is a problem. Wow. That's a lot of stuff. And what's the ability here? Smash attack. That's quite the ambush, in fact. That's okay, we'll stay ahead of it. We'll be fine. But we need to do some hit and runs for sure. And so ideally we send our canter units back. Also, they're totally blocking off my access to these spots here. So, yeah, I think we need to move up as fast as we can and just occupy one of the corners, be it top left or top right. And we just need to be fairly quick about it. Or we could stall and defend and just farm a whole ton of experience, but, you know, who knows how successfully we'll do that before we get overwhelmed by extra waves. Anyway, let's prioritize high movement so we can get units down. Using Seedall down here is useful as well because, you know, if we do Forgotten with Seedall, because Seedall can always catch up to the rest of the party using his abilities. Mark some bows as well, just absolutely sure we know what we're doing. There's a lot of Thorns. Yeah, it's actually the same kind of setup here. Thoran Spear, Thoran Spear. So, yeah, we'll just have a hit with something. Let's go for Gato and Seedall. And yeah, that's going to hit pretty easily. Everything's going to hit very easily, in fact. And then somebody else, like Chloe and Lynn, for instance, could tap this back here, or even... Where's my other archer? All Chris and Weave won't hit anything. That's okay, they can kind of take the right side here. Let's do this. In fact, if we do longbow, that might be better, because then if you can kill with a longbow, then positionally I'm a little more flexible. 82% though, yeah, not great. I think I'd want a bit of a more secure guarantee. 92%, 7%, yeah, we'll just maximize hit chance. We don't want too much uncertainty. God is going to do very well this map. Just from sniping flyers alone. Oh, and look at that. Seedall's not even within range. I messed that up. That's okay. Yeah, this should have been maybe the second attack. Or... yeah, I think I just read the wrong unit. Seedall's not within range. Let's... see here. A lot of things will get the kills down here though, so I'm not too concerned. Thoron plus Spear, that's not quite enough. But anyway, Jean and Erica can probably do something. We should use Marin, in fact, because she'll have enough range to get back out of there afterwards. A nice good run. Let's look at the stat difference to see. Yeah, we probably want to prioritize killing the speed 24. Leave her in a decent position. This is going to try to come in and attack, and then, well, I mean, that might even be fine because it would counter. But we will see. If we go advance, or if we just go to melee range, nothing kills. Dash Cats could get the crit, but the chance is a little too low. Let's just do it this way. Dagger's sword? Well, it depends on who we're going to counterattack, so likely going to be Levin sword. Yeah, especially against that spear coming in. In fact, because of triangle advantage, the spear would break the Levin sword, so that was not a good idea, but we'll deal with it. Louis and I can't really hit anything up here anyway, so maybe it's best if we keep him around. Maybe do Ragnall so we can get into 2 range. Yeah, that might be best. Ideally, and we could reload him again so he can bust down another cluster after that. Because he'd be able to tank a lot of the heavy physical attack coming in from that side, and that might be useful. Especially if he stays in Ragnall this turn. So that might be what we do. Let's hit this first, and then we'll see what happens from there. Yeah, because we can soften up the left side. And that's on the assumption that we're going to basically stay clustered here, just try to defend for 1 turn while everything rushes in. We do need to push one of the corners though, and we need to pick which one. If we go right side, we would have to deal with the Thief, but then we can also take out the Thief. In fact, baiting in the Thief fairly soon might be play. But we would need somebody very defensive, like Louis for that, or Mavir. Mavir would work too, depending on his speed. Then we'd have to nuke her pretty quickly. We could probably do it. Yeah, just bait the Thief this turn then. Physical attack 50, but the speed's not great. So we put him on a flame weapon. That's going to do 33 over 12, and then yeah, it'll be kind of a softening attack. Assuming we don't just retain him here for defense. Let's see what we can do. Attack power 42. Yeah, Jean and Erica could probably come in here just fine. And if they get hit by Thoron, then they get hit. Whatever. In fact, even shielding art will kill this. And so we'll just stay on shielding art. And that looks like it's going to be effective. We could even get a second attack out of him.
I need to be more diligent.
Because it'll be something similar here. Defense 12, and he's going to hit twice. 16 is 16. Yeah, that'll just hit exactly, in fact. So we can just tap him, move him over. And defense 29 plus the gentility buff allows me to do okay against the spear. He'll take a little bit of damage, but it won't be severe. And we'll get somebody down here. If we hit this with attacks from 3 range, like Thoron, and that takes care of that guy. So for example, yeah, and then Corden can also freeze it. I'm a little wary of spending so much time hanging back here though, like we really do need to move the group up. But Yeah, if we get Citrine down here, then between the two of them, they will get the kill, for sure. Might not even need to do that. Let's see here. Yeah, I think it's going to be Cedal and Sigurd. You'll either get Louis to send to the left, which I think would be a better play, or we... Yeah, I think that's probably going to be advisable. And of course we've got Chloe and Lynn available to drop doubles as well, which might be better, actually. If you get her over here, and drop doubles, these guys are going to start attacking in, and potentially you could get a few hits. And that brings me up to Wrecked Red Side first, but I don't want to go too deep in here. I think we should probably hit him out rather than hitting that quickly. So yeah, Ivy can hit from 3 range. Yeah, because if we just hit this guy from 3 range, we'll bait everybody else in. Okay, no, I think I know what to do then. Citrine's got Resilience 37, and she can also counter the Thoron, so it makes sense for her to be the one in the top position. Level-wise, Ivy's a little further down, so we'll use her to get the kill. We're also still hanging on to Warp Ragnarok on Citrine. Yeah, neither of these will hit. Good, so we just go down here and we go Thoron.
Unforgivable.
And in fact, we can pull her out. Let's pull her up because we potentially don't want to deal with archers. Okay, we want to do something useful with Chloe and Lynn while they're engaged. Probably just dropping doubles. In fact, we can drop doubles up front and start trying to pull in the top cluster. Because if we can get Vale to come down and fight me, then... Okay, if we can get everybody here to start moving down to fight me, then we can snipe her before the enemy reinforcements really become an issue. That might be a lot better. So we're going to get her to drop doubles. The question is just where, how far, etc. There's no 2-range attack on this guy either, so likely we will just go here. Drop doubles in this cluster. And because there's only one attacker on that spot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Okay, so she'll go in here and drop doubles, which means we're going to move towards the top right as a group. A little spread out when you think about everybody in the bottom left here, but particularly a couple of my defensive linchpins. No, but I think it will work. Anyway, that does mean Cedal and Sigurd are going to go down here. Oh yeah, we should probably heal up Louis and Ike as well. Who's available to heal? Nobody really within range. Pandreo is a little out of range. He can use Physic, but that's okay. He's going to survive everything, so we'll leave him as is for the time being. And yeah, Cedal will pull him back up just in case. We'll get him in a central position, in fact. Maximum versatility. Then we want as many of these as possible to attack in. which means there's only really going to be one spot that does that, and that's going to be here. And then we'll go Ragnall to make sure we can counterattack everything. Everything's going to be a little out of position, though. In fact, if you go deeper in as Louis, then you can attract even more attackers. They are, however, in some cases, backup attackers, and we need to watch out for that because we always forget to calculate backups. But it shouldn't be so much to be a problem. So we'd go here, and the way this works is that it would keep them at bay. This might wind up being a terrible idea, but maybe we should have healed them up first. Yeah, so everything's going to be stretched a bit, but that's okay, because then we keep Louis down here alive as much as possible, and then we try to get a group up here to take out everything. Doesn't mean his Great Lance is unavailable up here, but we'll deal with it. Let me make sure we don't have any particular issues. Yeah, the only thing is that we'll probably be pulling out the healer if we do any damage up here, but that's okay. That's going to happen. What's she holding as well? Okay, holding the bow. And she's still within somebody's attack range. Why is that? Because it's Thoron. Okay, should have thought about that. Got res 19 on that though. Thoron 42. Yeah, no, she'll be fine. And we know that Thoron can hardly hit her anyway, so. Now what we should do then is prepare to cluster. Leave some attackers down here to block out some of these guys too. But we definitely want as many of my attackers as possible to start moving up. And yeah, we'll zone here. Oh yeah, Mavier's also got a staff as well. I should have thought about that because he does have physic for 5 range. 2, 3, 4, 5. Look at that, just slightly out of what I needed. But he's potentially somebody who could do a little bit of frontline tanking, so. Who would we want to heal up if necessary? The answer seems to be nobody, so we will think about Trey out here as well. Yeah, no, we'll take him up. Mostly the mages up there that we need to worry about anyway, so he's got a pretty balanced defense. Yeah, we'll pull up this way. Maybe pull Pendrio over here. Okay, she's gonna move.
Who are you looking at?
I picked the second
me in
one.
front of you? Or the me from before?
He's gonna miss. Great. In fact, if there are no magic attackers there, Lou can just camp there for an additional turn and kill everything. That's what happens when you have no weapon durability on spears and javelins. You just don't need to worry about a thing. Because in previous games, the thing that precluded you from making plays like this is that if you had a single weapon parked in a defender like this, eventually you'd just run out of juice and then wouldn't be able to counterattack further. Okay, we do have to watch out for the backup attack. That's going to be a 6 on the backup, and we have to understand how that is calculated, because I still have no idea. 7 on that guy. I don't know what the calculation is, but we'll need to decipher that somehow. But we will likely just go for a kill on the boss anyway this turn, I think, because she's in position to do that. Also because the reinforcements just keep coming. Every single turn is the same kind of unit set. So there's no use stalling. They just keep going. And the thing is, these don't have that ability that prevents you from farming XP off of them either. They just keep on going. Okay, in that case, let's just go ahead and kill her. It would be nice to loot this, though. So I would like to kill this one too. That's okay because we have... where is my... Oh, Ivy's so far out of position for freeze. That's okay, we could potentially warp her up. And she would need to... You know, you'd have to move her up and then warp her over to one of these spots for Emblem Energy, but she needs to end turn on Emblem Energy in order to load up. Because then you would need Corrin to freeze out this cluster here. Or we could just stay out of their range. We could just go... Just mark these guys. And then... Yeah, we'll mark these guys on the left because of the bow. But if we're planning to win this turn, that doesn't matter so much. And I do plan to win this turn, I think. Yeah, so you do have a bit of an intersection between their ranges. Mostly due to the Thoron mage, who's annoying. We might have some trouble winning this turn simply because we'll need minimum 3 attacks on Vale, and we need an attack on this guy as well. But it can be done, I think, given... Where's Seedall? He's way out of position, isn't he? Yeah, we'll definitely need to engage on Seedall to run up here and get somebody to double up an attack. And between them all, we should be able to do something. Let's... Yeah, the rest of my group is a little out of position right now. I think that is a concern. Basically, if you do Anna and Lucina over here, they've still got a decent crit. They need 1 crit to do decent damage. Now, Parthia also does a ton. Parthia hits hard. And if you have adjacency with her, especially. Also, Chloe is going to just one-shot because of the doubles. And you know you can do 3 attacks, so it's, her hit's not great, unfortunately. Let's try it with Killer Lens. And let's not forget about skills. Killer Lens... Well, I mean, if she gets 1 crit, then gets it. We can't depend too much on the chain attacks with that 5x4 with 80%. We'd expect one of those to miss. So let's... Oh, Silver Axe looks pretty good. Just a poor hit percentage, that's all. But we know how to make a single attack. We know how to make a single unit attack 3 times. That's not an issue, so... And given that... Let's see how Leaf does with a longbow also. It does pretty well. Yeah, too bad half my party's stuck down here. That was maybe unwise, given how early we were pulling everything. That we're playing with half the party. But loot-wise, is there anybody else to loot other than this one? I don't think so. But my goodness, that's so many skills. We have to pretty much kill her this turn, though. We need to commit to it. Where if we're not fighting her, we pull out immediately. If we are fighting her, we go for the kill now. I think we can do it. Killer Lance with a decent Anna with the. How does All for One do? Because All for One might actually be really good. It's not for sale. Okay.
This item is not for sale!
All for One with Parallel Falcon. You would hope it did more against a dragon, but. Okay, so this is terrible. Never mind. All for One is dependent on a lot of other units being in the area, though, so. Seems like our best bet probably is the bows. 74%. Yeah, we'll put a support with her. Also, what is this position? This is stairs, okay. Yeah. Alright, and we'll just try to do that triple play. Let's make sure I know what Seedal's positioning is here.
Emblem,
yeah, so Seedal can go all the way up here. Good. You know that. Which means we're going to do this. Now, also Pendreo can do how much? Not much. But you never know. It might be useful. Okay, so first move here. Is going to be with, where's my avatar? I think it's going to be with Violet, and then it's going to be the instructor buff. Like if we go engage,
lend me your strength.
I'm going to go instruct, and it covers 4 of my units. It's okay. It's not great. And I don't know if boosting the backup attackers does anything interesting. Speaking of backup attackers, we need to figure out this formula. This guy did 7 damage on backup. Why does he do 7 damage? Physical attack here, defense is 56. It seems to be very independent of the defense as well. I just don't know how that is calculated. Because, yeah, he has the weapon there, 47, 165, sorry, 56, 7 would have been 63, and then he's got a skill here, no, that's a smash attack. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, Seedal and Sigurd will go up. Ivy and Corrin might benefit as well. Seedal can go all the way up to, let's see this again, all the way up to here. Let me just think about the positioning, because basically if you instruct here, it means that I won't get the adjacency buff, but it does give you the +3 initially on that attack. That might be helpful. Because then basically you move unit here, here, and here. Here, here, and here. Don't like it so much. Hang on. Need to figure out where to stand after that, because let's say we go it here, here. But we could always use... Yeah, we could always use, what is it, Cantor, to reposition her. Because if that's the first move, then Seedol's next move has to be reloading my avatar. I don't necessarily think that should be the case. I think he should actually be going... so who are we reloading? We're going to reload Chloe, Anna, for sure. Olivier, I don't know. We might not. Flame Lance won't do anything. Great Lance will have a very poor hit. Yeah, very poor hit percentage. I don't think we'll be using him much. Alchris potentially could be good because he's got the longbow attack. And can also take out a healer if you just want to do something useful, but his hit's not going to be great against that either. But he can potentially do some useful things. Quad attack. Actually, let's see what he does with quad attack.
Emblem, engage!
Quad attack will not do that much. Basically, if you have Anna and Chloe this location, and then you reload one of them with Seedol, you move Seedol over, then you get 4 attackers in. So Chloe could attack here, and maybe it's... and then attack a second time and then pull out. Let's see who's going to do most successfully, first of all. Yeah, hit percentage, not great. But in the best case, it would kill. Killer bow, not actually that great. Your defense is a little too good. Okay, Anna and Lucina. Killer bow does a little bit better. Not quite good enough. Probably need to come in with Pendreo and do a little bit of a tap attack up here. But then I think what it is going to be then is going to be Chloe here. Hit. After that, or you go instruct. Seedol reloads here. Yeah, we need to find where people are going to stand, because let's say you have Chloe here, Anna would be standing askew somehow. Chloe can go here. Seedol can go here, and then somebody else can go here, so... yeah, that's going to be tough. We would absolutely have to get this done this turn. And the main issue is that we can run all the way up to here. So, let's say we have Anna attack here. We can have Chloe attack here. We can have somebody else attack here, whatever. Okay, somebody pull back here. Somebody pull back here. So Seedol would go here because he's going after instruct. He's going to get everybody else to double up, and then Seedol would then have an additional attack after, or an additional doubling after that, which would still mean that you get potentially 3 attacks with Chloe or with Anna, but with better stats. I think that's going to be the way to do it. So let's go here. We'll go engage. We're going to go instruct all to load up on all of my allies. Let's read all stats. Okay. Now we go. Let's make sure we know what the positioning is going to be. Seedall reloads. Then we have attackers standing here and here. And Chloe's going to pull out into this position. Seedall's going to pull out into this position. And then you can do Goddess Dance on all four, and then you attack in. That's got to be the way it's done. Come up all the way over here. Go dance. Going to be a slightly crazy play, but we're explicitly ignoring right side because I don't expect I'll have to deal with it. In fact, if we wind up in a position where I have to deal with it, we will just lose. So we're going to pull him back here. And here, eventually, we're going to do Goddess Dance. I sure hope I calculated this correctly. So here's what's going to happen then. We are going to go with Chloe pulling her back here. Which means we attack, and her stats are looking good. Looking very good, in fact. Yeah. Don't know about that chain attack, but what weapon is Anna even using? She's on 5 damage right now. What if I switched Anna over to a different attack item? Like Radiant Bow. Does that affect her backup attack? Let's take a look. Not really. It's the same. Even same hit chance. So I don't even know how the backup calculation functions. Unfortunately, you can't just engage Anna and let her sit there while the backup attack happens, but what you could do perhaps is attack with her first. Like with Killer Bow, 1 crit would be enough to take her down. But you would not be able to use that position, you have to go here. Yeah, because 1 crit would do an additional 25. So between the two of them, yeah, we should be able to get this turn working. First things first, let's see if Chloe can do it. If not, Pendreo will come in and do a bit of extra damage. She's going to pull out by 2 spaces after this one. Great. Massive overkill, in fact.
Simple enough.
She pulls over 2 spots. Next. Next, Anna's going to come up here. Is she? Because then the last attacker after that would likely be Alchrist. We'll see how that works. Yeah, because he's got the stat bonus as well right now, so you can always longbow somebody from that position. Killer Bow, she would have to get 1 crit. If she doesn't get 1 crit, then Alchrist can maybe finish her off with that 24, and that's okay. He can also engage to do a bit extra. Possibly. Looks like the best attack here is going to be Brave Bow with the engage. And he does kind of get hit in return, but let's see first of all if Anna's going to get a crit. And yeah, engage will not really do anything useful for her, I don't think. But, well, actually, maybe there's some kind of interesting thing that she can do with Lucina being active. Not really. Nothing whatsoever, in fact. Bonded Shield and All for 1. Yeah, but so there's no reason to leave Lucina active preemptively. You think the game audio might be a bit delayed. Thank you for letting me know that one came in. I don't know how severe that is, but we can fix that up pretty quickly. And I'll attempt to repair that. Give me one moment. And we'll attempt to do that since this is a critical turn coming up. And we'll hopefully not have issues coming out of that. Audio has been mostly okay here recently, at least with streaming Fire Emblem, but I also have a small enough audience for this that I am not always told promptly of issues that do arise. One moment here. You should be hearing it, but I'm not hearing it very well locally, so let's try a few things. So we might have things blink on and off for a moment while I get it back in order. Hang on. I need to do a few things on my end first to get it to really behave. Okay, hopefully that is better. Okay, where am I? Yes. Let's not lose my place here. And yeah, thank you for letting me know. Hopefully it is not as delayed from this point. So yeah, we need two attackers in here. We'll want Anna up here probably to get within backup range as much as possible. Actually, the ranges are going to be equivalent. Doesn't matter. So we will get Anna here. She's going to go Killer Bow. And either it will hit or it will not. Right, because we need 24 damage from Alchrist, minimum. Did we say we would get that? We definitely will, in fact, so Anna first. And yeah, given... No, this will be fine. Range-wise, this will be fine. Okay, that's a big miss from her. That's unfortunate because that actually is pretty consequential. However, Alchrist should be able to burn her down. Is Engage going to matter here? Probably not, but Silver Bow is going to be a little more reliable, I want to say, but it is dependent on the chain attack. No, we want Brave Bow. And actually, if the chain attack hit misses, then Brave Bow only takes her down by 1, but then Pendreo can finish her off, so I don't think I'm too concerned. The only difference being that Silver Bow... No, they both have 61% coming in return, so we'll do it. With 4 hits, I think maybe one will hit with... or one will miss with 80%, so... Good.
I'll apologize later.
That works. You can apologize later, as he said. Okay. Oh, we maxed the bond. No, that was unfortunate. I should have checked my bond levels before this map, knowing that we won't get to improve it at the Somniel until after a series of maps. So unfortunately, he's going to be capped out at 9 for too long. I should have checked that before we started. We'll probably have something similar happen with Pendreo and Micaiah capping out at 9 as well. Oh yeah, we still have Mavira available for any kind of a tap at the end. But anyway, we have these 4 units set, which means that at this point we know that this will be the next move. Goddess Dance on all 4.
Allow me to demonstrate.
And then we want to loot the dagger. Okay. So priority will be kill this, and we just get 1 attack on Veil, and then we're done. Yeah, and Killer Lance will do the job. It absolutely will. But let's make sure we know what's going on with Anna and Lucina here first. Let's maybe attack into this guy. Radiant Bow only hits for 61%. Actually, yeah, the hit percentages are awful here, probably because of everybody standing on the defensive squares, but she only needs 1 crit. So if she misses, she misses. She only needs 1 crit to do this.
Please, don't worry.
And also, if you do longbow into that area, 75%, that's okay. It's not great. 6 remaining damage. I don't know if the backup attack will affect that at all. And regardless, you can always reload these characters with Seedall and Sigurd. You can even do, you know, fancy plays like this. If we know we have enough damage, we can... where is Chloe? There she is. You can even do a little extra to snipe this guy, for instance. If you want to be really fancy, which I do. And she'll definitely be able to get killed down here. So let's over here. We can go Killer Bow. The hit percentage is awful, but if it doesn't hit, then we'll get Alchris to finish. Maybe we can get Mavir to finish. Who knows? We'll try it. It's not great. I wish we had a better attack available. Maybe if we just go melee, in fact. Whoops. Like we go with an axe attack here. That's 86%. That's a lot better. Much, much better, in fact. We don't even need to crit for that to work. If we engage, that's not much better. Okay, we'll do the killer axe attack here then. That seems to work best. I know we've got so many unused units down low that we can probably use them to just farm as much experience as possible. So, yeah, Karnhen is going to go to probably Marin. Oh, it's going to be a smash weapon, though. We might even put it on Yunaka eventually if we bring Yunaka back into the mix, because her avoidance is so incredible that she can basically use this as a defensive dagger as an evasion tank. So let's send this off. And yeah, I'm guessing that we can actually get over here and get Chloe to hit, particularly because we know that we will be able to kill with the Killer Lance. So that means we can be a little more fancy. We can go over here, and we can go with this attack here and just take out everything we can.
First one's free. Next one's mine. Do you mind? Next one's mine. I've had my eye on you. I'm sorry.
Just to farm up a little bit extra XP. And in fact, we can even move her into a more advantageous position for some reason. So, Alchris and Leaf, they are able to potentially do Leaf's big attack to have a chance at that 1,000 gold bonus, but I mean, his luck stat is actually really low, so it's not likely to happen. But he can kill something. Anyway, this cluster is taken care of. We actually know that we will win, so as long as we reload Chloe. And yeah, Seedall and Sigurd are maxed out. Yeah, that's unfortunate. And for the sake of supports, we'll make sure that we put him here so we have the A support to maximize our hit chance. So, Now let's make sure this still works before we do anything else. It will, but it's a little dependent on the chain attack, so it's not perfect. But if it isn't perfect, we have a couple of modes of insurance over here. We have a last-ditch attack from Andreo. We also have Mavir, who, if he attacks in, even if he doesn't hit, we could get a unique dialogue interaction, which of course is the point of setting up crazy plays. Let's then just farm up some experience down here and kill anything we like, really. Just for style points, which, as we all know, is just the ultimate rationale for everything. Yeah, we'll just kill stuff. We're going to finish this turn, so.
What a lovely scene. Was that sufficient?
Now, the next map after this will be a direct continuation. I don't know if I'll be able to stream long enough to stay for an extra map, but we'll take a look at the next map and see how big it is, because if it looks like it's short, then we'll do it. But it is going to be a direct continuation of this one, so who knows what that's going to involve and how much planning it will take. Anyway, Marin and Roy. Oh yeah, that's the other thing. If we get a dark map in this sequence, I'm in big trouble because I forgot to get torches from the shop. And I should have thought about that when I was buying the healing staves, that we actually need more lights. Because if we fall into a dark map in the very next chapter without being able to restock, then that's actually the biggest problem I can run into. Anyway, Fagato's down here. He can kill everything, really. We'll just get Marin to kill something, doesn't matter what. We'll just nuke everything that we can. Look at that sword power from Roy. Well, that's why we built Roy on her in the first place, is because Roy's ability, if I understand it, buffs up both the 11 sword and the silver sword. And so you have Marin as this very versatile attacker. Yeah, okay, let's kill whoever looks toughest. We're all level 12, so it really doesn't matter. Wave after wave for level 12. Radiant Bow will just kill. It will massively overkill, in fact, so.
I'm sorry.
And can she one-shot anybody? If not, well, let's take a look at the Bolganone. Nope, that's not a one-shot. They're a little too fast, all of those guys. But she could come down here and hit this. And that'll do decently. Thoron would not have killed, so yeah, I guess we do need to take a bit of damage to the face here. As long as it's not, you know, a crit from that 9% crit. Because that would have been an embarrassing way to hit a reset. With old style Fire Emblem permadeath, where you had no time crystal to rewind things, I don't know if I would have tried that against that non-zero crit percentage, but whatever works. Citrina Celica can probably hit here. It's amazing that she can... Oh, just short. That's too bad. You know what? She can go Warp Ragnarok. And we can do a fancy Warp Ragnarok play like the stream title suggests for the first time. This map.
May I call on you?
Let's see who she can nuke. Nuke a lot of people. In fact. Not those guys, unfortunately, but it's actually just a little bit short of one shot in most of these spaces, but Yeah, I should be able to one-shot that guy. Let's do this by level. Let's just see what the enemy level is and what we're dealing with. It's level 12 all the way through, so I don't think it matters. It doesn't mean we'll take Jean and we'll kill something with Jean. Also, I've been wondering all this time, we haven't been using the Ephraim form on Erica and Ephraim at all, because I've just never had a term to spare to power that up. We should have tried it earlier in the map, but instead we will just engage and, you know, in case it gives me more points.
Help me, Emblem!
You're my only hope. And we can just twin strike this. Also, Wind Sword. I was wondering how I would finally take advantage of Jean having a massive magical attack stat he's not using. Turns out Erica has access to a wind weapon, so that solves that problem.
If this is war, so be it.
Yeah, so Ephraim's going to show up in the background for once.
Everyone's safe.
Then how many other attackers do we have left? We'll use Citrinas Celica, kill something, just warp into the middle of nowhere and add some supports. Who's this guy? Tomahawk. Yeah, in fact, we'll just engage and we'll warp. And that doesn't quite take it out because it's on that massive defensive tile. But we can probably take out the mage in the back here. Maybe that's best. Yeah, because you can just kill him. We'll just get as many kills as possible. And then finish the map.
I claim this victory.
We can't use every unit because we need some on insurance in case Chloe has kind of fluke and everything misses. But for the most part, yeah, we can get some kills, we're fine. Yeah, Pandreo is our insurance, he's going to be perfectly fine as our insurance. So Mavir can come over here with his added stats, and he can... Yeah, and Alchrist is still alive and well and do stuff. That certainly was a God of War Ragnarok moment. Yeah, I
believe I am in the right.
Hoping to do that at least once since I bothered to name the stream that. And okay, so yeah, Chloe's still going to go over here for the Killer Lance finish. That's still fine. I have to check this periodically to make sure that our numbers still add up, because sometimes, you know, minor fluctuations in where your characters are standing can totally throw us off. Oh, also Brave Lance is probably the best way to do it. Brave Lance would only require me to have 2 out of the 4 chain attacks hit. Killer Lance requires me to either get the crit, which is fairly likely, but not perfect, or have all 4 chain attacks hit. So probability-wise, just at a very quick glance, it looks like Brave Lance will be the best way to do it. Anyway, that means we should kill something as Alchrist. Let's snipe the healer. And the Brave Bow also, yeah, he needs to kill, obviously, otherwise he gets killed in return. Let's make sure there are no surprise skills that we forgot to account for. Don't think so. Okay, yeah, no, he'll just get to kill. It'll be dangerous. No, I wanted to do all for one with him in case he gets to gold bonus, right? Or not all for one, but quad hit with him in case he gets to gold bonus. Yeah, so we'll do that.
I had no choice but to win.
Okay. Chloe and Lynn. And Pendreo's still available, and if he's not going to outright kill anything, though, we're not going to risk anything with him. He doesn't really need the experience. He's my actually highest level character simply because he already started out so high level when he joined my party. And was one of the few pre-promoted units that we very heavily used. So anyway, Chloe's going to get to kill, and then we're going to watch the end sequence to this map, which we were warned in advance will continue directly into the next map. I don't know if I'll play the next map, but we'll at least take a look at it and get that far. So this might be the last move we make today, it might not, depending on how things look. 2 units, yeah. Chloe will come here, she will get the kill. It's going to be with Brave Lance, as we saw, and she's got to get this. It would be a bit of a freak event not to. I mean, I guess with the 80% hit on the 4 attacks, she would need to miss 3 of those. And then we'd have Pendreo bring up the rear to finish up with that stuff.
From me to you! Do you mind? Save one for me! Do you mind?
Yeah, we'll get
One
it.
for me!
No, it's not possible.
Okay, pretty breezy map actually. We just needed to be cautious and not get caught out by all the reinforcements at the end. I was quite happy with how that one went. Really no issues at all, in fact. We did split the party a little excessively near the end when we knew we were likely to pull the boss cluster, but that was the only thing. Now, I don't know if we're going to loot Marth right away. It would be nice if we did, of course, but I don't know how much flexibility we'll have when using him. Whether, for instance, the good side of Vale, once we smash her helmet open,
What's happening?
will join my party. If she does join my party, then I kind of expect that to happen, in fact, and we'll take her in with Marth and attack. Although I kind of assume that, you know, the kingdom that we were told about earlier, the evil lair, is going to open up and be the site of the boss sequence.
Why are you here?
Vale? Vale!
This doesn't make sense. Her changing back was... the enchanted helmet.
Well, of course it's correct. We
Marnie's
just
attack worked?
whacked her over the head. It wasn't even Marnie's attack. Well, I mean, according to cutscenes, but...
Marnie. Such bravery.
Where are we?
Lithos Castle. You've been under Zephia's control.
My head hurts
But yeah, we really
really bad.
whacked her several times here.
Wait a second. And where did I get this ring? This is yours, right? I remember. Here. Please. Take this.
Why, thank you, we will.
Thank you, Vale.
I will not allow it.
Okay, Sombron's not happy. I wonder if it's going to be a repeat of the chapter 10 to 11 transition. I kind of suspect it might be. Sombron's intervening and showing up at long last as a designated final boss.
Heed me well, O defective daughter of mine.
He's done it once before, so...
Papa.
My goal is so close I can taste it, but their
Oh,
kindness
maybe she
makes
remains on
weak.
evil team for now.
Now go and reclaim my
Yeah,
emblem
that's going to
rings at
happen.
once.
That's going to happen.
I won't!
We'll be stripped.
So I see. That is a shame. Well then.
So maybe it's not too bad that
there's
I've got
nothing
characters
more you can do for me.
capped out at level 9 or whatever.
And I have never been in the habit of keeping that which has no value.
I remember that part from Metroid Dread. Maybe not exactly the same way.
My foolish child. Twice now I have struck you down. But I promise
One
you,
for each color.
no amount of sleep will bring you back from this moment.
Okay,
This
no.
time,
This is where
your
the
defeat is final.
emblems get together and turn back time. We've already been told in the plot that they can do this as a
Why did you do that?
measure in an extreme emergency.
I did what I had to do.
So
to
my
keep
character's
you out
going
of
to die
harm's way.
here, and then the emblems are going to turn
I
back time. That's
wanted
what's going to
To
happen.
make up for all the times I couldn't protect you.
Or times the charm,
the
yeah,
times
exactly.
I wasn't there
That
for
one came
you.
in.
I'm so sorry, Vale. For all those awful things I said.
I don't care. I don't care about that. Please don't die.
No, I'll die.
It'll be alright.
And Marth will get the gang back together and pull me
I
back.
can't die until I've told you everything. There's still too much left unsaid. Who I am. Listen, Vale.
Right, because her good side hasn't heard any of this, and so she doesn't know the facts.
No, you can't.
So I wonder if that means I can't
Don't leave me.
use myself in the next map. Like maybe
Don't leave me.
in the next map I need to use the rest of my party
Now there is nothing to stand in my
to
way.
reclaim myself.
The divine dragon is gone. That I should see this day.
But how? How could this?
And it's Alfred and Vander, who have done nothing for me since the first 4 or 5 maps. Just hanging around the whole time.
But why would...
This wayward creature is another of my children. The one you've been searching for all this time. Your brother.
Huh?
The divine dragon took the traitor in after the events of the last war. Thus the fool did survive. No child of mine should live as a divine dragon. Death was this one's inexorable fate.
No. But the stone shouldn't break. The stone shouldn't shatter unless...
Unless I'm
All that
actually
time,
dead.
You were my brother. I found you. I finally found you. Please don't be gone. I need to talk to you. I don't understand why you would sacrifice yourself for me.
Such pathetic children. All 12
Okay, so I guess we need to win them back again.
in my possession.
But if we do, they'll be able to do the time travel trick,
Those
I'm sure.
rings belong to my brother. Their friends fought so hard even to make it here.
Yet, for all of that, I control the emblem rings. Together, their power is so great. Granted once every 1,000 years, and now that unrivaled power is mine.
Okay, so that's a cliffhanger. And we'll be straight into the next map after that.
Give me emblem rings. Grant me infinite power.
So he's going to open up the Hellscape. His name I don't remember. Started with G. Bradlon, I think. Yeah, just gonna rip up the Kingdom of Lithos. Yeah, kind of an interesting recapitulation of what happened in Chapter 10. Except with Rollswood first. Yeah, Gredline. That's what it is. And, yeah, it begins with G, but it's not quite a gelscape, if only it were. It totally does look like the part where World 7 rises up in Super Mario World. I was making a comment, I think, the last time we were here and looking at the world map and seeing
Gradlon,
the
restored.
little islands show up in the middle of the map.
Papa, where are you going?
Effectively is Super Mario World
You've
if you're a clown
destroyed
cars.
everything. You killed your own child. This is what you wanted?
Looks like it's over for you all,
Zephyr!
Wouldn't it be World 8? Have I miscounted? Because Chocolate Island followed by... No. I'm sure it's World 7 because it's after the Ghost Ship, right? It's Chocolate Island after Forest Evolution is World 6. And then you do the Ghost Ship and then you... Anyway, different game.
Lady Defect. You survived here only because of all those who came to your aid.
We're so used to 8 of this and 8 of that in the Mario series. But
what a shame. Because now it's time for you to say farewell.
so obviously we can't do anything until we get the rings back. So we fight, we get the rings back. They do the thing they've been promising. It's the last ditch effort, and we'll see what happens to the world after that.
Farewell.
Oh, okay, so she's going to reassert control.
Lady Vale.
I don't want her to have control.
So this looks like it will be the next
Marnie
battle.
broke the helmet.
Oh, Mavia. Simple Mavia. But with Lord Sombron's elevation to power. Lady Vale, come on out.
Okay, so we fight them again. But this time they don't have the rings either, so it'll be a bit more of an even match. When came in, I didn't forget the bridge section is World 4 because it ends in Castle 4 with Ludwig. And yeah, because whether you take Cheese Bridge or Butter Bridge, that's World 4, but then it goes straight into Forest of Illusion, which is World 5 with Roy. And then you get World 6 on Choco Island with Wendy, and then after that you get Ghost Ship and then World 7, right? So Bowser rising up from the sea is World 7. And it's Castle 7 right before Bowser's Castle, right? Yeah, and then Star World and Special make the total 9, exactly.
No.
But numerically speaking, it is World 7 that rises from the sea.
Father! What power! You've finally done it.
Anyway, back to the story.
I wanted to kill the divine dragon myself, but...
Lady
How the
Vale.
tables have turned.
Lord Sombron will gladly welcome you as his daughter now.
Good to see you back. Would have had to kill you otherwise.
We've killed these guys so many times over. and
Zephyr, Gris, return to Father.
every time they
I'll catch up
just
with you
walk
soon.
away completely unscathed.
Of course.
Yeah, I figured you'd say that.
Just slapping around with lances and axes all day, and they're looking perfectly fit. That's what healing magic does
As
for you.
for all of you, death is inevitable. Clean
Anyway.
this up for me.
We'll
Leave
fight
no one.
again.
The corrupted. And more than we can handle on our own.
We don't even have our rings.
Rings? They'd be useless
All these
to
Lord
you.
characters we haven't
The
been using.
divine dragon is dead. None of you have the ability to summon Emblem.
This is the end. We have no way out.
So, who wants
So
to
I
die
wonder if I get to
first?
change my party,
There's no need for
or if
any
I'll
of
be
you to
keeping the
squirm or
12
struggle.
that I was left with in the last map, like we were in Chapter 11, where we stick with the same party, except this time we have Mauvier in there as well.
You're all about to join your beloved divine dragon.
Are we all going to die here? There must be something we can do!
Okay, like I said, I don't know if I'll have enough time to play the next map today, but we will look at what we're dealing with. Because if it's a transitional map, it could entirely be possible that it's relatively quick.
I am your father. How dare you turn your sword on me?
Oh, this is from the
You
prologue.
mean to strike me down? Go on. Do it.
Or the events that were related back then. And then get adopted. But the thing is, in the prologue, I already have my blue and
Why are you here all
red
by
hair.
yourself?
The war is finally over, Mother.
Led a charge here with my
Don't
team
have
of
to worry
heroes.
anymore.
Treacherous whelp.
I guess fell dragons have to die in the end. But I want it to be a good dragon.
And you will. Someday life will return to you. And when that beautiful day should dawn, I will give you a birthday gift that suits you perfectly.
And indeed, we've had that drawer in our bedchamber on our base in Somnial all this time that has remained vacant, and which I thought would probably be
Maybe I'll return
an heirloom
dressed in white, a gleaming sword at my side,
from Mother.
a divine dragon like you, ready to save the world.
The Fell and the Divine. Chapter 22.
Not a nightmare. Where am I?
Oh, I wonder if I get to do my own solo map, like the replicate map
Died protecting Vale.
in Fire Emblem Fates. So in the middle of Fire Emblem Fates, there's this one part where you get a character who learns a replicate ability, which is all kinds of broken. Well, not broken, but all kinds of fun, shall we say. And so there is this brief transitional sequence where you're transported away and have a 2-character party for a spell. So I wonder if we actually get to play a solo map or something while separated from the party.
There's no waking up again this time. I had dreamed I would awaken as a hero. I wonder if I'll be able to find Mother here. Mother. Vale? Why are you here?
Papa used the rings to raise Gradlon. The helmet reactivated. My head began to swim. And then I was here. Things didn't go how I wanted them to.
Okay,
Papa
so they're both
said you're
dead.
my big brother. You gave your life to protect me. I'm so sorry.
Don't say that. I made the right choice. You have a link back home.
No. No more.
What?
I tried so hard. I wanted him to forget about the other worlds. I'd always think, if only I tried harder, but it never mattered. I'm so tired. I'd rather it just end here.
Oh, Vale.
Hey, why don't we fall asleep together? And I feel happy because I finally found you.
Perhaps you're right.
Well then,
Except, I'm not ready to give up. Vale, you have been through so much, and I
Got lots
understand
of
why
fighting
you
to do.
feel the way you do. But
How much
please,
exactly?
don't
Not sure.
give up. Not before you experience the life you deserve.
I
we
don't
shall see.
care anymore. I can't stop Papa because I can't summon emblems. All I can do is create the corrupted.
Corrupted. Vale, there is
There
something
may be
you
a
can
solution.
do. Huh? Revive me. As one of the corrupted.
Oh, now that's a very fancy play.
What?
You did it to King Hyacinth. Perhaps I could go back to the living world in the same way.
Maybe, but you aren't thinking this through.
I am definitely not thinking this through.
You hate the corrupted. Now you
Although
wanna be
that
one?
has some interesting implications
If we do
for
that-
some of the
You'll never be able to change back.
skills. Because there's some stuff going on with some of the characters in my party in terms of type effectiveness. I don't remember which ring it was, but where...
This way.
At least you died as
There was one
yourself.
particular property that depended on having
Would you
corrupted
really
in my
want to
party.
die as one of them?
I don't know. I may be confusing it with something else from one of the boss fights a few maps ago.
I'll sacrifice more than that if it saves everyone.
But basically it changes my type effectiveness, or at least what I'm vulnerable for.
How I die doesn't matter. I just want to end this war.
Two, rather.
Please don't give up, Vale.
And I wonder if I keep the
If we
dragon
don't
type,
try,
if I
we
also
lose
show up as the
everything.
corrupted type.
To me, this is the only way forward.
Yeah, no, I think it was a particular boss skill a few maps ago that if I were facing it, it only affected me if one of my party members was corrupted, and of course that was just nowhere close to being the case, but now that fits in mechanically as a
Vale,
potential piece of the puzzle.
what do you live for?
What do you mean?
My friends told me it doesn't matter where you're from. How you live and what you do shapes your future.
I've never thought about that. But if it were possible for me to change now, I suppose I'd want to be like you.
We really are siblings. I said something very similar a long time ago. Let's go back and save our world.
All right. I'll give it one last try.
You're my dear sister.
Okay. So who gets to fight and what does the map look like?
Stop fighting.
Lady Vale, please.
Aw, you miss her, Mavir? Maybe you'll find what you're after on the other side. Huh?
Okay, so she's gonna lose control, and...
Lady Vale?
You don't know when to give up, do you? That's right! I'm not going quietly!
It would be fun if you played a map where she switched aspects every turn, where, you know, one turn she's friendly and one turn she's aggressive, and you kind of have to contain her accordingly. I don't know if that'll be the case. I kind of doubt it for practical reasons, but mechanically it would be
talking to herself.
In line with some of the turn alternation maps in previous Fire Emblems, like the what was it, the Fox map in Fates, or the desert maps that are in Path of Radiance, where, you know, even number turns and odd number turns operated totally differently. It would be fun to see that as a concept here,
Not
but
herself, exactly.
I don't know if that'll happen.
The true Lady Vale.
Where she's friendly half the time and evil
I
half
know
the
that.
time.
My brother believed in
Positionally,
me,
that would be crazy.
so I believe in myself. Shut your mouth. You are nothing but a defect. Mark my words, you quivering little baby. You're gonna be dead soon. No, I won't.
I feel like I've
You're
set
not in
myself up for
control here,
disappointment
I
now.
am, and I won't wear this horrible thing anymore. Wait, there's already a crack in it. I'll break it. Then I get to be me again. You'll be gone. Stop. Stop it right now.
So,
I don't want to go. Help me,
she's gonna have her own internal struggle while we do what?
Papa isn't coming. He doesn't care. It's time now. Time to say goodbye.
Okay, so she'll take over as my dragon hero. Kind of too bad. I was sort of hoping for that phasing idea to take over. But anyway, we have a replacement dragon. And I wonder if she just takes over directly, mechanically speaking.
Javier, it's all right. I'm myself again.
I wish I could have done something. I'm so sorry. But you did it all on your own.
You're wrong about me doing it alone. My
I mean,
brother
she's got to be
helped me.
playable at this point, right?
The Divine Dragon.
I have to hurry. Guardians of the Underworld, cast aside the rules that govern life and death, so that this body void of life may draw breath.
I thought the theme song to this game,
Corrupted!
when I first heard it in the anime introduction when you boot up the game, was maybe a little peppy side, especially coming from something more subdued like Three Houses, but I've come to really quite like it. It's got a catchiness to it that's hard to shake, especially when you hear it in orchestrated form
Divine One has become corrupted.
Throughout the course of playing this game for 100 some hours, but anyway, I have taken a liking to it.
What are we supposed to do now? Fight?
No. We can't. Please, everyone, listen. You can speak? There's nothing to fear. I won't hurt you. I asked
looks the same as
Vale to
before,
revive
actually.
me as one of the corrupted. You must believe me. Are you really you? Yes. I'm the same person who took this journey with you. Whatever form I take, this soul is still mine.
Kind of getting out of depth on a technicality.
Look what I found.
A couple of comparisons come to mind, but it's impossible to discuss any of them without spoiling everything that I would want to cite.
The ring of the Hero King.
But anyway, here's Marth's ring. We'll probably ignore it and keep Violet because Violet works so well
It was lying by your
synergistically.
side, as though it wanted to be with you.
You're not going to force me to... Oh, I guess all the other rings were stripped away. We only have Marth, so I guess we have to use Marth.
The emblems and the 12 rings have played
So it's
their
going to be
roles.
back to
They are likely drained of power.
how we were doing in chapter 2 or 3.
Can you still summon them?
You've done so much today.
Alright.
Marth, I've returned. I'm
So
here
does Marth
for
help
you.
me get everybody back?
Please,
I
show
doubt it's that
yourself.
easy. I think
Shine
we
on.
probably
Emblem of beginnings.
get into a fight with Marth and Marth alone. But
Nothing happened.
No, this has to work. Please, Marth. Join me once more. Shine on. Emblem of beginnings.
shine on, you crazy diamond.
Marth, I'm so happy to see you.
It's still Red Marth, though. Enslaved Marth.
But that's the Fell Dragon version.
Very observant, Alfred.
I used Fell Dragon power to raise my brother.
What happened? Are they reacting to the emblem? Time is short. I'll need your help to summon all the emblems again.
So do we get them back in
Don't have to
the
trust
evil
me,
versions?
But this is the only way.
We'll
we
see.
must stand together and fight as one.
That's a fairly lengthy story sequence. But an important one, so understandable. Red Marth? Did I mean Blue Roy? Yeah, I mean Blue Roy's our boy. Okay, so let's see what's going on. Oh, and I'm actually just referred to as corrupted as well. Okay, so notice that we cannot select units, so we are going to be on the same crew. And please tell me this isn't a fog map, right? There do seem to be patches of low visibility here, but I think those are just shadows that are cast by barriers. Oh yeah, okay, so on the minimap these are just impassable, or rather flyers only, spawns of rubble. And then who are we going to be dealing with here? Anyway, we are keeping the same party. Everybody has been stripped of the emblems, but they should still have their skills. Let me take a look here. Also, can we put... Yeah, we can actually put the buff rings on everybody as well to kind of get their stats up, because we have so many of the random roll rings to go around that would just assign all of them and use them as stat sticks. Inventory wise, oh yeah, let's take a look at this. Rapier and Mercurius, and everything's in red. And I wonder if that affects the available skills as well. No, it's going to be the same. It's not flipped or anything. And so yeah, this is all fully powered, even though we never actually fully leveled Marth, I think. It doesn't even show you the bond level, it just kind of assumes that it's a fully powered bond. By the looks of it. Now let's take a look at who we're dealing with. Do we get Vale on the field with us? Doesn't look like it. I guess she just stands back. Oh no, we do. I think we'll probably get to control her once map starts. It's gonna be Obscurite, Misrecord, as before. And she's got the opposite skill. +1 damage, 3 less damage. And her engage meter fills, but that's not useful here, so. Okay, I do not think I will have time. Yeah, so Supernova. This is now chapter 22, yes, but I do not think I will actually have time to play through it today. I think I'm actually going to kick this to the next stream. Now, because I can't stay long enough to potentially do not only a complicated map, potentially, but also one where we'll want to do some party management ahead of time to buff up everybody with our spare ring selection. So I'll likely fool around with stats off stream and then continue this either tomorrow or the day after. I didn't expect the cutscene to take that long, that's the thing. Otherwise I might have continued if we were still at 3 hours into the stream rather than 4. Notice that each of these locations are potentially areas where I can reclaim the existing rings. Since they're impassable, I assume I'll have to stand beside them. So the idea might be that I have to take Corrupted Avatar and Marth and stand beside each of these to reclaim the rings one by one. I don't know if they'll be usable immediately, in which case maybe it's not a good idea to assign rings to everybody. But, I mean, surely the game doesn't mess with you if you do that. Like, I think maybe you just put on the ring directly if you move an appropriate unit into position, so. So we'll see what happens with that. Because maybe, well, it'll tell you, I'm sure, when you actually start the map. But there will be something going on here with reclaiming the rings, and that is in fact a victory condition. I don't know if there's anything in terms of bosses here that we need to deal with. We can loot the Brionac, which is the S-class Lance, which has 1 and 2 range. That's something we'll definitely want to pick up. Loot-wise, we also have just Elixir over here, and what's coming off of this guy? Speedwing, yeah, we'll want to grab everything we can, really. But it seems like the main score here is going to be the Brionac lens. That would be our incentive to push all the way to the back of the map. So, anyway, like I said, I don't think I can stay long enough to actually play this. So, we will save it here. There will be no trip back to town because we are kind of in a multi-map sequence, but it's like the break we had between chapters 10 and 11. And we'll be perfectly fine. We'll save post cutscene, obviously. And no time to do supports or anything yet, obviously, because that's just not going to happen yet. So with that said, I think we will call it from here. And we'll be back either tomorrow or the day after for more, as the end grows steadily near. And we have all 12 back, so presumably we'll have Marth's Paralock once we're out of this mess. So that might be what next stream is looking like, this map plus potentially Marth's Paralock if we have time. So that's going to be it for now. We will fight a good fight next time, but today we will cease. So yeah, thank you for dropping by, everybody who did, Supernova, 1K-Man, etc. You're always welcome to lurk and see what's going on. I was very pleased with how the last map went. It took a little bit of time, but pretty much everything there went according to plan, even with all the reinforcements mobbing me at the end. Practically every move I wanted to make worked out the way it did, or even better in some cases. So anyway, that's all. Thanks for watching. We'll see if it's worthwhile to drop you folks off somewhere else, but usually with tiny parties I don't necessarily bother, so have fun whatever it is you're watching or playing ahead of you. We'll see you around for some more, and whether it's in this context or in Maker or anything else that we're playing or doing. Have a fantastic week ahead of you. And as always, fare thee well.